Hey, welcome everybody. Grant Cardone here. Instagram, TikTok's in the house. YouTube, always there. Ustream. To the 17,000 people that were invited here last week, there was about 14,000 people that couldn't show up. So we wanted to run this back, give you a live presentation and a Q&A today about how to 10x your revenue. So welcome. Thank you for spending time on your business, yourself, your future, your prosperity. And mostly, thank you so much for allowing me to deliver on my mission in life, which is to help people. I've been very fortunate. If you don't know who I am and you just kind of somehow wandered in here because of an ad or you stumbled on something on YouTube, I've been working in businesses since I was 25 years old, really focused for the last 20 years at building systems that I could duplicate for, not just for myself, but for other businesses, our clients, partners, and our investors. So welcome, great to have you here today. This will be about 90 minutes. My team over here, Jared Glantz in the house right over here, Rhett sitting next to him, and my team's here to help you. There's about another, I don't know, dozen people in here that are supporting us in this great adventure today that we're getting started with you to 10x your business. Imagine if you're doing a couple $100,000 a year and you took it from 200 to 2 million or 2 million to 20 million. By the way, we've done that for thousands of business owners. I literally reach, I don't know, this year we'll reach a couple 100 million people worldwide via our Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, and X distribution of content and information regarding business, investing, real estate, scaling, sales, marketing. And out of that 200 million people, we'll end up working with probably this year 15 to 20,000 business owners. And then out of that, we'll end up working with about 1,500 very intimately in their businesses to work on sales, marketing, paid ads, things like
lead management, CRM, workflows, data integration, sales management, everything tied to creating more attention for your brand, growing your brand, generating tons of leads, and then converting all of that into revenue and building a business that can grow predictably.
And what we do in those companies is we teach them our 10X revenue system, okay? It's basically, the concept is to systemize how to reach targets and goals that make your company more profitable, allow you to help more people, help yourself, help your family, create prosperity for your team, and so you can expand and become independent. You can become solvent if you're starting from nothing like I did, or if you're trying to create prosperity, or maybe you're doing really well in life and you're very comfortable right now and you got everything kind of handled, but you're looking for that next big adventure and next big challenge. I've been through all these phases, by the way, from startup to from dreamer, just a dreamer with no idea about how to do anything. Like literally, I had no skill set at all, to then, you know, having a startup idea and trying to have to push through the marketplace and try to sell and become profitable, to becoming profitable and then becoming comfortable and then becoming very bored, being comfortable and wanting to go on a real adventure. So I'm going to walk you through all that today. You're going to get some great information. You probably want to get a legal pad. What do you got? What are you sitting on numbers? I need some an idea about where we're at.
469.
As we welcome everybody in, again, congratulations. Great to have you here. Appreciate you showing up today. This will be about 90 minutes long. And at the end of the 90 minutes, we're going to do a Q&A, okay, where we're going to answer your questions for your specific problems, your situations. By the way, everybody has a different situation, okay? If you're laying in bed today like, I want to get rich, you have a completely different situation than the guys that's already rich that wants to get richer. Or maybe you're somewhere in between dreaming about it and hadn't done anything yet. We all start there, by the way. Everybody starts as a dreamer. Elon started as a dreamer. He's still a dreamer today, by the way, okay? Maybe you have 3 employees like I did in 2010. 3 employees. We were making about, I don't know, maybe $3 million a year. And I was keeping probably 30 or 40% of it. Had no real expenses, but I couldn't scale. That was impossible to scale. I was dependent upon one vertical. I knew I needed to change. I knew my business was susceptible to problems and to risk and to contractions. And guess what? I kept putting it off, and then 2008 came, and the world collapsed, and my $3 million went to $1 million. My payroll didn't change any, my expenses didn't change, my lifestyle didn't change. Imagine this, okay? Imagine this, you have whatever the number is, right? Like, and today I'm gonna be showing you a bunch of numbers. I have $3 million of income. I got a 30% margin. I'm netting 900 grand a year. I'm doing great. All the business is coming from one vertical, and all of a sudden this vertical gets crashed, okay? And this is now $1 million, but what hasn't changed is my living. You know, I've been living off of 900 grand. That's about to get crushed down to 300, if 300. Okay, but my living expenses are still based on this 900,000, so I got whacked. This is going to happen to you too, by the way. I'm going to literally tell you today in the next 90 minutes everything that you're going to go through, whether you're making 100 grand a year right now and want to go to $1 million, or you're making $1 million, you want to go to 10 million, or for those of you out there doing $30 million a year, I know what's going to happen to you when you try to go from 30 million to 300 million. I know everything that's going to happen to you along the way. For instance, those of you who are doing between 1 and 3 million a year, it's a horrible business. Okay, this business right here between 1 million, I know you don't think that. If you're not making $1 million, you're like, dude, if I was making $3 million a year, you would be in heaven. The truth is, this is so painful, it's unbelievable. You really got to get to about 8 million to start getting some, like you start feeling like I can make some moves here. Okay, now, I understand if you're making 200 grand a year right now, you're like, this would be a dream come true. But I'm telling you in advance, it will become a problem and a nightmare. You have to scale through that to actually get the real freedom. But let's do this. I said, everybody's got a different situation. Post in the chat what your business is today. If you're a plumber, you'd put plumber, and then next to it, you'd put your revenue. Put what your business is today. Maybe you work for yourself at home, whatever. Maybe you're doing landscaping, or you're doing chiropractic, or you're dentistry, or an engineer, or a lawyer, or you're doing cyber security. We work with all these companies. Post what your career is, and post what your revenue, your total gross revenue is before taxes, payroll, expenses, living, whatever. So we have a chiropractor. Mo Smith is a chiropractor with 500 grand. We have a private credit guy doing $9.4 million. Love that, by the way, showing me the 9.4 rather than just rounding off. We have Richard Spencer doing promo and where to go? Promo and apparel decoration at 0.3 million. That's 300 grand a year. Great.
Wildwood Properties is an educator at 130K a year.
We have a tanning and wellness business doing 450,000. All these can be 10X, by the way. Every one of these I've seen so far. Career consultant doing 50 grand a year.
Travis Electrical.
You could easily be doing 50 grand a month. You're a career consultant. You could be doing 50 grand a week, by the way. How would you like to do, Greg, 50 grand a week rather than 50 grand? I'll show you one thing today that could take your business from 50 grand a year to 50 grand a week. Go ahead, Jared.
Beverage systems, 5 million.
We have Ashley in the apartment business doing 160 grand. I just had 140 people in my classroom the last 2 days. There's a lady in the room that brought a deal to me when she started with us, Jana. I don't know if we have a picture of Jana somewhere. Jana, she didn't have any apartments. Okay, today I think that they control. What do they have under their house? I know they're doing
I think it's 2,200 units.
2,200 units, and they had nothing 2 years ago. She was in my office yesterday, her and her partner. What's his name?
Sean or Jody? Sean and Jody?
Yeah, Sean and Jody Jody and Jana were in my office yesterday. They're looking at a deal. That deal is $87 million. One deal, 87. And I had them in my room, my office saying, no, we're not going to do one deal. We're going to do 27 of those deals. 27 times $87 million, okay? That happened yesterday, less than 24 hours ago. Okay, we got Galera Alexander's in life insurance, but doesn't want to tell me how much money she's making or he's making. Kitchen and bath design, 85,000. You could easily be doing that every week. Every week.
Harry, contract manufacturing for medical device OEMs, doing 14 million a year.
We have Norris McKnight in wholesale clothing, but doesn't give me a number. I need a number. Got to have a number, guys. okay? Because you can't change an idea, you can only change the number. 44 years in business, he's doing 500 million euros. This is from Robert.
Natasha, 1.8 million eyeglass and wholesale technology.
Okay, great business, by the way. Health business doing 150. This is Neuro Diver.
Gilbert, house painting, 350K a year.
We got a property maintenance business with Jim's doing 100 grand a year. See, let's say you're making 100 grand a year, okay? Let's just look at the reality of 100 grand a year. 100 grand a year, you're going to pay 40% to the revenue people if you live in the state of Florida. You're going to pay probably 55% if you're in New York or California, but you're going to end up with what? That's your taxes. You're going to end up with $600,000, 50 grand a month. Maybe you can live on that. Maybe you can live on that. I mean, I'm sorry, this isn't 600 grand. We missed something here. That's $60,000 a year. So you're making $5,000 a month. Okay. I don't know where you can live on 5 grand a month. It's not Miami. You guys live in Miami. Can you live on 5 grand in this town?
Barely.
Huh?
Barely.
Rent's going to be $2,500. So, or maybe 1,800, maybe 2,000. If you got 2 kids, you're buried. So we got to figure this way out. Okay, there's plenty of money. Let's let everybody be clear. There's plenty of money on this planet. Now, do you have the systems? Okay, a man told me this when I was 25 years old. Grant, there's plenty of money. Money should not be your problem. Your problem is you don't know how to get money. So you got to go from, okay, I have a money problem. No, you don't. You have a, I don't know how to get the money problem. So we have to identify the problem. We'll do that today, by the way, okay? All right, welcome everybody. Great to have you here. I'm going to introduce you to our 10X revenue system, okay? And what you're going to get today is this. And I promise you, by the time I'm over in the next 88 minutes, you will get the exact system that I use to scale from 1 million. I took a business that was doing $1 million a year in 2010 after the economic collapse. It went from $1 million. This year we'll do about $700 million in revenue across 5 different companies that I own. I used to not be able to run one company. Imperfectly, I was running one company, and today we run multiple companies imperfectly, still imperfectly, but they still do a lot more money than they used to do. A couple $1 million a day when they used to do $1 million a year, okay? So it's not true that you guys have too much going on. You need more going on is the truth. 2, I'm gonna share with you the mistakes I made, okay? We scaled right here, by the way. I'm gonna show you the mistakes I made. Stay to the end, okay? I'm gonna share with you 10 mistakes that I made in my career that you will be tempted to make. You don't want to make. They will cost you a fortune. Many of these mistakes cost me more money than I've made. Many of the mistakes that I made in my career, if I could go back and fix those things, it would literally save me all the money that I have made. Okay, and I'll also show you the things we did right. Number 3, I'm going to show you how to build a brand. How important is brand? Elon Musk is about to take a company public next week, and he's going to show you how valuable a brand is. Okay, this guy is probably the top brand builder on planet Earth. Anytime he says, I'm going to go do something, he's going to have a public IPO. It's probably going to be priced at somewhere between a 1.5 trillion and $2 trillion because of his brand, because people believe in him. I'm going to show you the value of brand, how to build a brand, and I'm going to show you how to do it for free. It'll cost you nothing to do this. I'll also show you today how to add 40% revenue without spending any money. Whatever business you're in, you're doing 100 grand a year or $1 million a year, I'll show you how to add 40% of whatever you're currently doing without adding a product line, advertising, or people. Number 5, how to increase sales conversions. This is a crazy little hack that we use. You're going to be able to increase sales conversions by 900% by doing one little tactic that we do with our clients to increase the number of people we talk to. How many of you here, just put yes in the chat. If you have a sales team, put yes, and how many people are on your team. If you have a sales team, you making sales and other people. Yes, James has got 4 guys. Yes, Seth has got 1. Yes, Benedict has 6 salespeople. Holly, 1 salesperson. Stacy has 8. How many do we have?
85.
I have 85. Okay, I'm going to sell more than you sell. Now, you're like, yeah, but where do I get salespeople? How do I train them? What are they going to say? How do I control them? How do I pay them? How do they get compensation? How do I keep them? All these become problems. And if you're taking notes, you need new problems. Okay, I would rather have 85 salespeople problems than have one salesperson problem. All right, number 6, we're going to show you how to increase your margins by how much, Jared?
50%.
Okay. See, some of your business, all businesses do this, by the way. Walmart's is going to have what's called a price leader or a, what else do they call it?
Loss leader.
Loss leader. They're going to have a loss leader. They're going to be like, come buy, you know, cotton candy's cheap today or whatever. They used to sell those little moon pies. They do moon pies. They'd buy bulks of millions of moon pies. This worked in the South. It didn't work in the North. And the moon pie, you guys know what a moon pie is? And they'd put them in there and they'd be like, you can have a moon pie for like 12 cents. And people would go over there to buy the moon pie. And the next thing you know, they're in this big place and they're buying other stuff other than the moon pie. They'd walk out with a moon pie and a Vitamix machine. And the Vitamix machine was like $1,600. And they made like, 80% margin on the Vitamix machine, and they lost money on the moon pie. We're going to show you how to do that today on some of your products, how to increase your margins easily without more ads, by the way. Number 7, how would you like to stay motivated 24/7? Probably the number one question I am asked. One of the biggest questions I've been asked over my career, most consistent, how do you stay motivated, dude? Like, how do you stay excited and motivated on the adventure, on the hunt, interested in more kills, and learning how to become better at your game? I'll show you how to do that today. And number 8, one of the things that keeps me most excited is how do I hit new, fresh targets? How do I hit the targets? How do I win the game? Because if you're going to hit the targets, you're going to stay motivated. Okay? And the problem with targets is if you don't change them, they're going to get boring. I was telling my wife this morning. I said, can you imagine being an entertainer like Elvis or Frank Sinatra or Kanye West or whoever, and you made these hits years ago, Eminem. You made these hits 20 years ago, and now you got to go on the road and do that same hit from 20 years ago today because you know your audience loves it. But you're like, dude, that was a different thing for me 20 years ago. I want to create something fresh. See, people need new targets to stay excited. Okay, I'm going to show you all this and more. Also, we're going to be talking about the different types of businesses. And I mentioned this earlier, okay? There's the daydreamer. There's the startup. There's the flatliner. You're flatlined, okay? There's the guy that's comfortable. He's made a couple $1 million, $5 million, $10 million. He's comfortable, but he's also like, I need something else because you're 40 or 50 years old or maybe 55 years old and you realize you got 30 years left to live and you might not even have enough money. Even though you have a lot of money today, you might not have enough money to the end, okay? Then there's the guy that wants to scale, always hungry, ambitious, wants to grow. The JP Morgans, the Rockefellers, those guys want to do big stuff and take over the world. And then there's the guy that's like, he's going public. Going public doesn't mean an IPO. It means you want to start making some big waves in big places and becoming a known public entity, okay? What type of business are you in? This is what I want you to throw in the chat. The type of business that you're in. I think we did that, right? Yeah, we did that. Yeah. What I want to know right now is put in the chat, what business stage are you in right now? What stage of business are you in right now? Are you a dreamer? By the way, you could be more than one of these. Are you a dreamer, a startup, a flatliner? You could be a startup for 3 years and be flatlined. You could be both of these, combinations of these, okay? You could be comfortable and be flatlined at 3 million, okay? Or you could be a scaler. You could be like, I'm at $3 million a year. I want to scale to 30 million. Or who knows, maybe you're going public. Let's see who we got in the room. We got startups, flatliners, between comfort and a flatliner. By the way, I could be all 6 of these. Today, I could be all 6. I could be dreaming this morning. I have this great idea for this new business. And
I have a dream.
I got a dream. And then realize, oh shit, man, I got this new startup we're working on. By the way, we're working on a startup right now. Or I could have a division or department that's flatlined, right? Or you could be comfortable, you could be comfortable. You could be getting away with yesterday's work. You know what I mean? Like your body is physically in good shape, but you're comfortable enough not to have worked out for the last 8 or 10 days. Guess what? You keep doing that. Do that another 8 days or 10 days, and then another 10 days after that. And you're going to wake up 3 months from now and realize, hey, dude, something's wrong here, because you didn't put the work in. You got comfortable, you flatline your workouts, and your body's going to start going into atrophy. And your business will go into atrophy. And the mission will go into atrophy. Okay, atrophy is when things don't grow and they start going backwards. Okay, we have somebody that created a new one. We always have someone that does this. Okay, you have 6 different things to pick from, and he picks, I'm a problem solver. All right, bro, that's great. But if you're a problem solver, where on the graph do you go? Okay, your graph is going to look like this. All graphs look something like this, or they look like this. Okay, the graph is going to go like this. It could go like that. Can you show the graph that I was showing y'all earlier? Any way to pop that on the screen? You have a graph, okay? If you're a flatliner, your graph looks like that, okay? If you're a scaler, your graph is going to look like this. Yeah, there you go. See, that's a graph, okay? Now, the first part of that graph, you don't see it, but from 1998, this was a graph my team put together, to about 2008, 20 years, the graph is completely flat. You cannot even recognize that there's activity going on, even though there was a lot of activity going on. Then all of a sudden you pay attention to this thing because it goes hockey stick. It just spikes to the right, okay? And you see, hey man, there's a bunch of growth. Now, am I solving problems to the problem solver? Who's my guy here? Problem solver, Mr. Robles. Okay, you're going to be solving problems the whole time. When you're a flatline, you're solving every problem. Okay, when you're scaling and you're adding employees and people, your people are solving problems, and you're involved in other kind of problems. But you're going to be solving problems no matter where you're at. All right. Okay, we have Elizabeth's a startup and a dreamer. Wayne's losing money. Wayne, you can be losing money. You could be losing money gaining customers right here. You guys understand? You could have a business that looks like this. This customer acquisitions, and you could be just losing tons of money here. You could be a flatliner losing money. You could be in retirement. You could have $3 million sitting in a retirement account, 65 years old. You're going to live till you're 95, and you're going to lose money for the next 30 years because you're not producing new income. All right, now I'm going to show you how to work through all these for you guys that want to go someplace big. But we have to first identify where you're at in the process. And each one of these people, the dreamer, the startup, the flatliner, the comfortable, the scaler, and going public, they all have different problems, okay? All right, now, we've worked with people in all these businesses. We've worked with all these types of people. Today, right now, how many clients will we do business with this year?
175,000.
175,000 people at some level between dreamer, startup. By the way, they're all dreamers. Everybody's a dreamer, okay? If you've ever dreamed of doing something great, put a big D in the chat. If you're still dreaming today, put a big D. Dude, where are you if you're not dreaming? You got to dream about something better. Okay, yeah, there you go. That's what we want to do. Now we want to take those dreams and we want to scale the dream until somebody wants to take your dream public. That would be the goal today. Okay, how many of you'd like to do this? Take your dream, your idea, your ambition, and take it until it becomes a publicly traded company. All right, you can just walk in the future. Don't worry about it. Okay. It's weird when you kind of sneak in like somebody were trying to steal something or what? Okay, you got a dream, man. You got an idea. I got this idea for a book. I want to write a book. What do you want to do with the book? How many of you'd like to write a book? How many of you'd like to write a book? Put book in the chat. Good. You want to write a book. That's a dream. It's an idea, okay? Now you're going to start the book, okay? Then you're going to get flatlined on the book. You're going to be like, okay, what do we write the book about? The book's going to stall out. Okay, and then you're going to start adding words again, and you're going to get comfortable writing, and now we want to scale the book and start selling some, and then you'd want it to be a big hit. And they make a movie out of your book, and you went public with the book. You see, everybody's going to scale through these things, okay? Now, your business could be different. Your problems and challenges could be different. You could be in financial planning, tax planning, accounting. You could be in acquisition business, landscaping, I mean, there's how many security service? These are all the companies we work with.
Pest control, urgent care, home health care, paint, financial services, travel, security, general contracting. You know, these are the businesses also that we work with today. I've been with Grant for 16 years. When we first started, when I first started working for Grant, the only businesses that we worked with were very large companies. Like the first deal that I did was with Kawasaki Motor Corporation, and then we did a deal with Northwestern Mutual and a deal with Angie's List, Morgan Stanley,
Nissan Motor
Carrier HVAC Services, one of the largest HVAC manufacturers in the world. So
Canadian Pacific Railroad, massive billion-dollar company.
And as the brand started growing, we started getting more people reaching out to us that had small businesses that were like, hey, if you've done all this for these massive companies, what can you do to help our business? And so over the last 16 years, we've gotten the opportunity to work with a lot of small businesses and take the same strategies that these massive companies are spending millions of dollars with us to help them install, and now we're passing those along, and that's the core business that we operate on today.
There's almost no chance that we haven't worked in your industry. I've worked with banks. I've worked with in the real estate industry. I've worked in the multi-level marketing part of the real estate industry, brokers, sales guys, retail guys, the investors guys, the mortgage part of the real estate business. Like just in real estate, there's probably like 12 different divisions of real estate that you could be playing in. Big companies, man. I had Blackstone in here 2 weeks ago. Everybody has the same problems, all right? Like we worked with this chiropractor. Chiropractors are working on bodies, okay? But still the financial statement of that company and the things and systems and problems and challenges are the same. I need a customer. I need to service the customer. Customer needs to pay me. I need to collect money. I need to be profitable. I need to repeat the action. Like we work with Greg. He took just one part of our system and doubled his revenue just by using a system, putting a system in place. There was the travel
agency.
Yeah, travel business success, okay? She took her business and grew it by almost $3 million by developing team leaders. So we know we can help you. We can work in your business. I love doing this. We worked with a lady named Nicole in the dental business, okay? And she has back-to-back record quarters. Lots of competition in the dental business. I got one on the 3rd floor right here. How much business does she do, you know? We need to ask her. Okay, this woman's got probably, I don't know.
A lot.
She must have.
She has an entire floor.
20 different
chairs.
We own the building that I'm in. It's about 11 stories, 225,000 square feet. She owns a third of one floor. And I'll bet you she's got 20 to 25 dental assistants down there banging out every day. Teeth cleaning, root canals, veneers, adjustments, braces, like she's just banging, all right? Well, same problem. How do I get customers? How do they come in? How do I scale my business? Now, she's gonna bang this one floor out. She's gonna end up taking the whole floor, and then if she's really ambitious, she's gonna be like, hey, could I do another location 3 miles from here? So we're gonna show you how to work through all that today, okay? Now, why am I here? Okay, we're so successful. We've worked with all these companies. Why am I here with you today? It is a legitimate question. My mission is to help people. Okay, I've always wanted to help people since I was a kid. My dad died when I was 10 years old, and I miss my dad, and I wanted my dad to help me. And I made a decision when I was like 11 or 12 years old, if I ever make it, I'm gonna be there for other people because my dad and my uncles weren't there for me. So I'm here to help you guys, and if you let me help you, it'll be super cool. In that process, by the way, I have some huge wins. Okay, a couple things are gonna happen. One, I'm gonna make some friends. Okay, these people were at my house, what was this, 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago?
Yep.
Okay, this is about 80 people that ended up showing up at my house. These are partners, investors, customers. They're cool people. Once a year, we go on a big
cruise,
yeah, I couldn't come up with the word. 5-day cruise, and these people go on this cruise so that we can raise money for underprivileged kids. These kids don't have access. They'll never know. They won't meet you guys. They don't know about. These people never have a chiropractor. Maybe never have a dentist. Literally, like you guys understand. There's people in America today that will never see a dentist because they can't afford it. They're not going to have a puppy. Okay. My wife just took the puppy our dog Doodles had to go to the vet yesterday, and he had a problem. He woke up with this neurological problem, and some disc went out in his back. Okay, you know how much it costs to fix this dog? In one day, because we don't have insurance on the dog, 15 grand.
Oh,
$15,000. The first one was 1,600. Then the surgery was 13 grand, and the dog's this big.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, what do people do if they don't have the money?
Well, you know, the really cool thing about what we do with kids is you know, these kids are coming into our office. We run about 125 events a year where we're bringing kids in and we're teaching them about financial literacy, entrepreneurship, sales, marketing. And in some cases, you know, these kids have never even been in an office building before. And some of the organizations we work with, we fly the kids in and they've never been on an airplane or stayed in a hotel before. So the work that we do here helps us help these folks, these kids, that otherwise wouldn't have had the opportunity even to show up for something free like you guys are doing today.
Yeah. So anyway, at the end of the day, you want to help people. We want to help you. We want to help grow your business. And out of the number of people, remember, about 20,000 people registered for this event. If I end up helping a couple hundred of you out of 20,000 people, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And the right 200 end up in our classrooms working with us. We can help you in your business. It'll be super cool. I'll feel good about it and you'll feel good about it. Okay, let's get into the material. There's going to be 10 reasons that we have found from working with all these companies, okay, and all these different industries. There's 10 basic reasons why you'll fail to grow or scale your business, okay? Number one reason you will not grow your business, scale your business, or become flatlined in your business is you have a lack of systems. There's no systems in place to grow the business. Number two, you have wrong targets. I tell you what, I'm just going to spin through these and I'll go into them deeper here in a little bit, okay? Just write these down real quick. No systems. Number two, wrong targets. Number three, inconsistent income in the system. Like you're going up and down. Your income does this, okay? So it keeps you freaked out all the time. So you're never willing to invest in a business because you know you're going to have another dip. Number four, your margins are basically too small. You're racing to a lower and lower price point in order to be competitive in the marketplace. Number five, you're not properly motivated and neither are your people. Okay, if you lack motivation in the organization, I'm not talking about hype. I'm not talking about people being excited, but if you're taking notes right now, you want to understand that compensation drives behavior, and it needs to be built into your compensation programs. Number six, you don't scale. There is no idea about how do I scale out of this position? How do I scale my company? Like the dentist I was talking about, at some point she's going to become like, okay, I got this floor working, but she doesn't have the imagination to say, hey, could I start another one? Or could she put together 10 or 20 or 30 of them and go public? Which she could, by the way. Everyone will have these problems, folks. There's no exception to these 10 things, ever, okay? Number seven, no KPIs. You don't have KPIs. Key performance indicators. Every business has key performance indicators that you can look at and say, hey, that's off, okay? Number eight, incorrect sequences. You're doing things in the wrong sequence. Like in real estate, when a guy wants to buy some real estate, he looks at how much money he has in order to figure out what he can buy. That's the wrong sequence. Right sequence is buy the right real estate. Number two, find the right debt. Three, then you raise money, okay? Most people do this first. They look at the money they have. They look at number three first, then number two second, and then they go buy the real estate. That's the wrong order, or it's what's called an incorrect, broken sequence. Number nine, chasing new ideas. Now, this is a massive, massive problem. For 40 years, I have watched the biggest companies on planet Earth, and I've worked with the U.S. military, Toyota, Nissan. I've helped people get elected that you guys know, okay? The sequence of events is so critical. Even in your kitchen, for those of you who know how to cook, sequence is everything. You got to put the right thing in the right order. You got to even take it out of the refrigerator at the right time, okay? Jared's a great smoker. He knows how to smoke and barbecue, so he knows sequence is important. And number 10, big problem This was taught to me by a guy that's worth about $12 billion. He's like, Grant, colleges work at the upper level because when you're in a master's degree, you have the attention of the teacher or the coach. Coaching and mentoring. All these people that I've met, okay, and I've worked with a lot of great people, unbelievable people. They all, the difference between the coach, the top of the food chain, the Bill Atkins, the Elon Musk, the top of the top, they have coaches, they have mentors, they have somebody over their shoulder helping them, okay? Now, there's a difference between, by the way, if you're taking notes, there's a coach. How many of you'd like to have a coach? How many of you'd like me to be your coach? Okay, there's two words that are on the internet every day, coach and mentor, okay? Just put a yes in the chat if you're like, dude, man, coach me. Put me in coach, okay? Yeah. How many of you think you would get more done if I was your coach? Okay? And then how many of you would like to have me be a mentor, your mentor? Would you rather me be the coach or the mentor? Put that in the chat. Oh, see, somebody said both. Exactly. Okay, well, let's talk about what's the difference between a coach and a mentor. First of all, a coach is short term. A coach is, I go correct somebody. Hey, dude, look, try this. Or I bring this script. I'm like, here's a 7-figure sales script, okay, on a call, on the guy saying, hey, I need to talk to my wife, and I'm gonna go in there and help him on that. That is a short-term fix. A coach would ask probing questions. What have you done? Where are you at? Where's the customer at? What have you tried? Have you tried this? Try that. And it would give you a play. Time out, time out. Coach says, go run this play. This series of plays in this order. You guys saw it last night. New York won. Okay, they're gonna sweep this whole thing. 2 more games in New York. Boom, it's gonna be over. You know, because they got good coaching, good players, but the coach is gonna be like, go do this now. That is not a mentor. See, a mentor is going to be a long-term, relationship-driven. I mentor my kids. Okay, a father, if you're spending time with them, you're mentoring the kids. This is a long-term relationship process where an experienced guide shares wisdom, connection, and advice on an ongoing basis to support career growth, okay? I would love, by the way, to coach and mentor all of you guys, okay? It would be my pleasure. Now, I can't possibly personally coach every business owner that comes to us. We'll reach a couple 100 million people this year. We'll have 180,000 different companies that we'll touch this year in some form, way, shape, fashion, and I can't possibly spend time with 180,000 people. So for those who don't want to just spend the next 90 minutes getting a bunch of information and you want a lifetime solution, we put together something for you where we can actually today, because of technology, I can actually coach and mentor inside your business, okay? Where we can actually put the systems in place for our brand new 10X revenue coaching system. You'll find it at, by the way, for those of you who don't just want the information today, but you know you want to do something long-term, I think the website's grantcardone.com/now. You're going to see our 10X revenue system there, grantcardone.com/now. It includes our entire system, a 10X AI revenue coach, and a one-on-one strategy call. Now, again, this is just for people that want, they want the entire 40 years of my work in discovery, not just today's training. So if you want to take advantage of that, we put something together for you. It's completely ridiculous. What I mean is it's stupid. When you look at the page, the landing page, you're going to be like, I'm going to do that. I think it's a $13,000 or $15,000 offer. By the way, you can't buy this anywhere on the internet. You can't go to my store and buy this stuff. So, but if you somehow could figure out how to buy it separately, it'd be like 15 or 20 grand, and we put it on sale for like what, $9.97 or something.
Yep.
Okay. So anyway, if you want it, grab it, take advantage of it. There's lifetime access to what you need to start putting this system in place where my team can coach and mentor you in growing your business. Okay. Now let's talk about your business. Okay. We talked about the 10 reasons your business will fail. Okay. Okay, the coach. Look, everybody needs a coach, folks. Everybody needs a coach. By the way, if you have 4 people in your company, all 4 people need a coach. Now, if you have 4 people in the company, and then you want to go start a second business, You need a coach for this business and you need a coach for this business. Inside of that company, you have targets, advertising, organics, you have sales management, you have lead management, you have the incoming call that failed, you have the incoming call that closed. Like then all of a sudden you have all this duplication of efforts. That's why if you can pan out, can you guys pan the camera out? See all these books right here? These books, I'm showing you my life work right here, okay? This is my life work. I'm not teaching you somebody else's system. I'm teaching you what I've documented for 40 years. One of my successful actions that I'll share with you at the end of the day is in 2012, I started writing down everything I was doing that was working because I knew this was going to become important one day. In 2008, when the economy crashed, okay, 1/2 of America was out of business overnight. It was crazy, dude. It was insane. In 2020, when COVID hit, I was doing a TV show documenting how people could get through COVID and actually make millions of dollars while the whole world was being put out of work. 40 million people were put out of work in 2 weeks. In 2008, tens of millions of people lost their home. Tens of millions of people lost their businesses, okay? And I was out actually growing my business and documenting what was working for companies, okay? So you need a coach. Everyone needs a coach, okay? Number 2, targets. You're gonna hear me talk about targets a lot today. The targets must be numbers. They cannot be ideas. You have to convert your target to a real specific idea, okay? Did I go over this list? I feel like I went over this list.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah, okay. 3, inconsistent income, okay? You have to get consistent on the income or you won't spend. I did this between 1998 and 2008 for 10 years. My income would do this. It was rolling, okay? I'd have a good quarter and then a bad quarter. It'd go up. How many of you have the ups and downs? Let's just put a note, put in the chat, up and down. Okay, up, yeah, okay, what happens with the ups and downs, first of all, I'll show you how to never have them again. But more importantly, when you go up and down, okay, your revenue goes up, you made some money here, and then the revenue goes down, okay? Your revenue's going down. What happens is it creates doubt. There's more to this ups and down thing than just the revenue, but it creates doubt, and when you have doubt, what do? You'll end up wandering into some financial guy that tells you you need retirement money, you need life insurance, you need this, you need to put this away, you need 90 days of savings. You're going to start hearing all this financial doubt, all this financial information that supports your doubt, and you're not going to reinvest in your business. This is a big mistake I made. The first 10 years I was in business, I did not reinvest in coaches, marketing, advertising, scaling, people. I didn't reinvest because I was in doubt, okay? I couldn't trust my income. Number 3, inconsistent income. Number 4, margins were too small. So when you go into doubt, what do? You bring your pricing down. You're like, oh, my prices must be too high. That's why I'm not selling products. Guess what? When you lower your price, you have to sell more products, okay? And if you're already having trouble selling products and making money, guess what? Lowering your price and having to sell more products becomes more problematic. And you start basically fueling your own problem. Number 5, I had no sales and no marketing system. What is the system when somebody hits a page?
And what's important about a system, when you guys are going to hear this word a lot, we've grown this business and the companies that we own from literally zero, no debt, no investors, no nothing, from zero to $700 million a year in revenue. Every business operates off a system. Every business we have has a system. And the reason a system is important is because a system is a thing that works the same way every time. And so when you put an input into the system, you get the desired output. And so the question is, in your business, is it operating like a system? Do you have consistency? Do you have predictability? Are you able to continually look at, I'm tracking incremental growth month over month, year over year? Because until you have a system, you won't have that. AI is not going to help you with that. More leads isn't going to help you with that. You have to have the core infrastructure of the business defined and optimized so that when you start doing more of the right activity, you get more output. With a broken system, more activity creates all this distraction and confusion within the system, and then you don't get the output, and you end up feeling like you probably do right now, which is you're doing a lot of work and you're not getting the result that you want.
Yeah, and I'm going to go over that. I'm going to go over each one of these stages, actually. What are the characteristics of these stages? They're caused by these 10 reasons your business will fail or never scale, okay? And by the way, if your business doesn't scale, you're going to always be going back. You're going to fall down to this list. This list from startup to going public really should probably be on a grade chart that goes up like this. It looks linear, okay, but you're just going to keep falling back to the startup idea because you're alive and you're having new ideas and you're seeing other people do new things and you're always going to be coming up with new ideas. So you'll be popping to, I want to be motivated, I want to grow, I'm tired of being comfortable, I want to scale, I want to go do something big, and then you're going to go all the way back and fall back to the beginning again because you don't have a coach, because you have wrong targets, inconsistent income, the margins are too small, there's no sales, there's no marketing, you're not motivated, you don't know how to scale, number 7. Number 8, you don't measure anything. Number 9, incorrect sequence. And particularly if you got a bunch of open windows here, meaning you're an entrepreneur type and you have a lot of ideas. How many of you have a lot of ideas coming in at you? Like you're like, I have this idea and I got this one over here and I got this one over here. Well, guess what? All of those could actually be executed on. You don't have too many ideas. You just have an incorrect sequence, and what Jared's saying is missing systems, okay? And the last thing is you're chasing new ideas, okay? Now, this is a big problem with the internet today because you guys are going to finish today. You're going to leave here today, and you're not going to study anything deep. You're going to hear me. You're going to take pieces and parts of what I do. And then you're going to go listen to somebody else, and you're going to take pieces and parts of what they do. And then next week, you're going to take pieces and parts of this thing over here. And you're never going to end up with a system. You're going to end up with pieces and parts of a bunch of different ideas. You're going to do nothing with it. You're going to try to throw it in your kitchen in one pot and make a meal out of it. And everybody's going to look at you like, dude, what? This tastes terrible. You know why? Because it's just a bunch of jambalaya. Okay? Now, chasing new ideas. I want to talk to you about the newest, shiniest idea in the marketplace right now, which is everything that you're hearing about, which is AI, okay? Now, this is validated today, and this is one thing that has kept me successful now for 40 years. I'm 68 years old. I've been in business for myself for 43 years. I do not chase shiny objects, but most people do, okay? Here's the truth on AI today. AI is going to be a monster, unbelievable, phenomenal breakthrough. But right now, here's the facts. Okay, you want to write this down. 80% of all AI projects fail. Gartner research, okay? 2 times the failure rate of non-AI projects. Okay, you understand, a laundromat has a better chance of succeeding than an AI project today. Okay, 95% of all AI installs generate 0 income or no profit and loss impact. It neither did it drive revenue nor did it reduce expenses. Now, this is not my research, folks. This is MIT. Will this change? Absolutely. Okay, today it's not changing. Small business adoption of AI without a system will be a failure.
And that was from the United States Chamber of Commerce, just did this study on this.
Why is this? Okay, you have bad data coming in. So if you bring bad data in to AI, you end up with bad data out. Poor planning, no strategy, no clear path to a return on investment. People are buying Grok right now for $300 a month, or they're buying Claude or Gemini or all of them for $300 a month, $100 a month, $80 a month, with no plan on how to convert that to real revenue, and they're not measuring it. They're like, oh, it's cheap. Okay.
And we just so you guys, we're about $750,000 into AI implementation across our organization. We haven't had a massive exodus of people because AI was so efficient. We got rid of half our team. We haven't doubled the revenue in our business. What we have had is small little efficiency pickups in how we're doing things. And so for most small businesses, our business is consulting with small business owners on a fractional basis, okay? And what we see more often than not is the business owner learns how to do something new that they couldn't do before, like generate an image, or to maybe build a landing page, or maybe write some copy that they had to have a copywriter write before. So there's these small little things that are picking up. But here's the problem: if you do not have a system that is operational for AI, like if your business is not greater than $3 million a year, do not chase AI right now. Install a system in your business.
Yeah, first priorities. Again, priorities. See, the AI is a sprinkle on the donut, but you need the donut first. Jared's telling you the donut is the system. You need the system. The AI should be the sprinkle on top. Now, AI is going to change the world. This is how you guys should be using AI. We can use AI today to provide a coach for you and your company 24/7, 365 days a year. We've already figured out how to do that. That's where we're investing money to say, how do I scale Grant Cardone to all how many employees we have?
268 just in this business, 1,000 across the portfolio.
1,000 across the portfolio, 268 here. I got partners in different places. How do we make sure everybody everywhere knows exactly what we learned last Monday that worked for us the previous weekend that we can scale to those other people?
And so,
number two, hang on. Let me just, I want to get through this, okay? How do I collect ongoing data? This is what you should be using AI for. Everybody's using, hey man, what's the best show on Netflix this weekend? Or what's Grant Cardone's net worth? Okay, it won't even tell you. It's gonna be like, I cannot get into Grant Cardone's personal financial data, okay? You can use it, and we're using it today to build landing pages, and when we learn how to use it to build a landing page, guess what we do for our clients? We share that landing page and that build out, because I can build 900 landing pages, test all of them, collect the data on it, and then share that landing page. And imagine our sales scripts that work the best, and our target estimators that work the best, and we can start collecting and documenting information when we scale this to 3 companies, 30 companies, 300 companies, 3,000 companies, and to find out what's working best, whether it's in real estate, plumbing, housing, chiropractic, whatever it is, okay? AI could become your financial consultant, it could become your scaler, it could become the collector of your KPIs, your targets, your sales, your scripts, your marketing, etc. Okay, now, depending on what stage of business you're in, depends on what you need when you need it, okay? So let's just go over the stages of business. From zero, you're in bed this morning, you're laying around, you're on the sofa, you're watching this, you got your phone in your hand, you're sitting in a chair, you're having a cup of coffee, you're a startup. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you something. I know you guys wanna identify yourself as one of these. You're not really one of these. You're one and you become something else. And you could be 2 or 3 of these on any given moment, okay? From zero to startup, you're the dreamer. From startup to probably $250,000, and we'll go over the characteristics. From up to 250, you're probably still in startup mode. This could change. These are arbitraries. 250 to $1 million, you're probably flatlining. You could be flatlining at 10 million, by the way. Okay, you understand the number really is less significant here. From 1 million to 8 million, you know, probably $1 to $3 million you're suffering every day. I know you think you're going to be happy. Yeah, you can go to the golf club. Yeah, you can play golf now. Yeah, you can go on a trip or two. But you're not. You're slightly comfortable and then you're terrified. Okay? You guys know what I mean that have made money before. How many of you here, you're making $1 million plus a year? You're making $1 million plus a year and you know that you can't be comfortable yet. Put one M in there if you know what I'm talking about. You're making $1 million, yeah. Yeah, you thought the $1 million was gonna make you comfortable, and then you're like, shit, I ain't comfortable, I'm terrified now, okay? From 8 to 30 million, you're scaling, and for 30 million, if you wanna get to 3 billion, you're either a public individual, you are public, very public, or you are going public, or you're starting to network with public people, all right? Okay, now let me just give you the characteristics of each of these. From 1978 to 1987, I was in full dreamer mode. every day. I was doing nothing. Millions of ideas, characteristics, no systems, no coach, no accountability. I never got started. I couldn't stay motivated. How many of you can relate to the dreamer? Millions of ideas. They're coming in from everywhere. I was smoking weed too. No systems, no coach, no accountability, procrastinated. Oh, y'all must not got my changes. Procrastinated constantly, and I couldn't stay motivated. Okay, then I went to startup mode. 1987 to 1990 for about 4 years. Again, I tried to do this by myself. Me-steak. That's a M-E steak. Me-steak. No personal coach, going alone, taking notes if you're taking notes. I didn't have an ongoing mentor, somebody that helped me along the way. No systems in place. Literally wake up in the morning, no targets, no systems, no scripts, okay? No money, no marketing, no traffic. The only thing I had going for me in startup mode was I was a beast. I was so dedicated. I was so committed to going forward, okay? I was so like I have to be successful. How many of you here, you're like, this is where you're at right now. You're in startup, but you demand change. You're in beast mode now, okay? Well, here's the problem with the beast mode. You know, typically there's somebody out hunting the beast. And they will take you down if you don't kill yourself or exhaust yourself in this adventure that you're on. So we got to get beast mode to turn into a system so you don't burn out, okay? Number 3, flatliners. 1990 to 1998. Now, by the way, when I was flatlining, I was doing about $3 million a year. So these numbers don't always relate to the condition that you're in this description of where you're at in your business. I had no coach, no mentor, no systems. If you're flatlined, I guarantee you, you will check every one of these. My priorities were screwed up. Marketing was a problem. I would grow, but I couldn't scale. I was exhausted and frustrated constantly, and I was working harder than I had ever worked in my entire career. Okay, how many of you can relate to the flatliner? How many of these characteristics relate to you? Let me see in the chat. Yep, a lot of flatlining, okay? Flatline means my growth is not going up. It doesn't mean how much it is. It could be 50 million a year, by the way. 50 million and flat over and over and over again. Flat lines, make a note here on flatliners, okay? Flatliners always die. If you don't get this line to pop, you're going to die. It's just when you're going to die, okay? I was in constant fear. You're exhausted all the time, okay? Number 4, comfort. The most dangerous of all the business stages is the comfort. It is the most elusive, most artificial, and most significant is this guy that's comfortable. Still no mentor, no advisors, okay? Successful compared to his peers, that's a problem. You have some money put away probably. You probably have an IRA, a 401k. Your house is probably paid for. You got a couple kids. You got a couple hobbies. You kind of can do what you want. You're better off than your parents were. This is the entire middle class of America, by the way. That's why I say this is the most elusive stage and the most dangerous stage of all. Privately, you have this false sense of success. You might even experience imposter syndrome, and you feel pretty good most of the time. But then you get around somebody like me, and then you have 2 reactions to a guy like me. You either hate my guts, okay, because you're like, dang, why is he so motivated? And you'll call me arrogant and conceited and braggadocious and blah, blah, blah. Or you see a guy like me and you ask yourself privately, hey, why am I not doing what he's doing? I could be helping more people. I could be doing more for my charities. I could be doing more for my community. I could be out there taking new actions and growing my business and personally growing, okay? You can't find your drive. You might have gone to a therapist now, okay? You might have gone to a therapist and asked for some help. And one crash could set you back. Remember, 13 to 2, okay? 13 to 2. Should have just left the damn one-on-one, you know, okay? One crash could set you back, and you know it, by the way. Let's say you have $3 million saved. I know people. I got a buddy that passed away a year and a half ago. They thought they were in great shape, okay, but he didn't have all his finances in place. Everybody thought, hey man, they're fine. They're not fine. And you guys all know this story of somebody that got in an accident, somebody got cancer. One illness could set your entire family back when you guys thought everything was cool. It's because you quit growing. You got comfortable, okay? Now, then number 5, there's the scaler. He's going to look like this too. He looks energetic. He looks healthy. He looks wealthy. He looks like he's on the go. He's in shape. He's probably got a coach, probably has a mentor. Systems are being upgraded. He's highly motivated. This is what you guys have to look forward to. Cash flow is starting to be managed now. His networking becomes a priority. He's spending time going to meetings with other people. He's meeting new people. His network is changing. His stories, the adventure is alive again. And I guarantee you, he has consultants on retainer. Ernst Young, what's Ernst Young charge?
I think their minimum project is $750,000.
Yeah, up front, and then you're going to be on a monthly, okay? McKinsey, who was that other group we were talking to? Deloitte.
KPMG.
Yeah, but you need a big company now. You need a big company to hire these people. You're going to have legal, accounting. We just hired a guy for $500,000 to build my family office out. Upfront check, $500,000 for him to look at all of my finances, bring them all in-house and create a family office so we can start making decisions, not just for today, not this year, not a decade, but when I'm not even around anymore. So you're going to do this, folks. Just get used to it. If you want to go to the successful, if you want to go and grow and you want to scale, you might even consider going public one day. Okay, if you're going public, you have consultants, no longer coaches. You probably still have a mentor, but you have consultants now, 3 or 4 of them, not just one coach. You have sales systems in place. By the way, Wall Street will want to see your systems. Investors will want to see your systems. They're going to come into your offices. They're going to look at everything. Your financial systems are going to be in place. KPI, measurements, key performance indicators. We're going to go over those today. Hiring and training protocols. I don't know where our training protocols were or what they look like. Jared will show you some training protocols over here.
These are basically, so in the 10X revenue system, these are all of the documentation systems that you get. So they're SOPs, action plans, implementation guides, scripts for sales, your 90-day onboarding training for all your new hires coming into your organization, talent acquisition guide, how you recruit, hire, and develop team.
These sit on an online portal. Mm-hmm. Again, how we're using AI. We're not going to give you all these books over here because you're not going to read them anywhere. They're going to sit and collect dust, but keep showing them what you have there.
Yeah, so your statistics system, basically how you're tracking and measuring stats in your business. Google ads, so how you're running ads on Google. Your sales funnels and building your sales pages out. The YouTube system, so how are you using YouTube to promote and grow your business? SOPs, action plans, workshops, and training goes along with that. Meta ad system, Instagram for organic content, the podcast system, so how you can use podcasts to expand your audience and reach.
Everybody should be, by the way.
Facebook, email marketing, and SEO optimization. So you guys can take all of these, and if you'd like to, you could study them, you could document them, you can print them out, you can use all of them. But what we did is we basically loaded all of these systems that we use internally. We loaded all these up into an AI revenue coach so that you can just interact with AI and have it walk you step by step on how to implement these things.
Okay, we're back to going public. Now you're expanding through acquisitions. I'm going to go out and buy companies, okay? This is where I'm at now. I'm like, okay, I don't want to grow one deal at a time, one customer at a time. I want to go buy a company that acquire a company, raise money to acquire a company to scale my own company. Berkshire just did this in the housing industry, $12 billion. I think it was $12 billion.
6.8.
$6.8 billion. They went out and bought a housing company this past week. You guys can do all this stuff, by the way. But you're not going to do it without consultants, sales systems, financial systems, KPIs, hiring and training protocols, and you're going to need a network. You're going to meet people, okay? You know what they all say, right? Your network is your... Your network is your... Yes. Yeah, Sherry Hamilton got the right answer.
Let's go, guys.
Okay?
Come on.
All right.
Come on.
Now,
It's a little
let me
slow,
let me
little
explain to everybody where I started here. Okay, just in case you don't know who I am and you just ran into me on an ad on Google. I started with no money, no credit, no name, word of mouth marketing only, no financial plan. I'm not recommending this. This is what I did. I was stupid. No sales systems, no marketing systems. I built all this because I didn't have it. But I had one thing going for me. I was extremely committed. I did not want to be poor. I was tired of being the just get by guy. Okay? Just barely make it. So today I shared this with you earlier. We do about $700 million a year in revenue. We have $5.3 billion in real estate and $4 billion worth of companies under management. We've raised almost $2 billion from the marketplace. We have 1,000 employees. But it wasn't always like that, okay? So we've worked with companies like Toyota in the beginning. Bernie Marino worked at a company called
Collection.
The Collection. Mm-hmm. He had one location. I helped him get to 13 locations. I just helped him last November get elected to Senator of Ohio. My network's growing. I'm helping people do other things. We helped a company called Ashley Furniture. They were doing $4 billion a year. Now they're doing $12 billion. They're in multiple countries. They're one of the leaders in furniture around the world. We helped them get through COVID. They paid us $250,000 just to work on their transition from physical operations to online sales. Lewis House, podcaster. Lewis and I did some work together about 6 years ago. Lewis was a coach to me that taught me how to do webinars that would help me end up becoming one of the most successful revenue webinar. What would it be called? What's the terminology? I probably
generated more money from webinars than anybody else.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Okay. And by the way, Lewis helped me do that. All right. This became a big thing. What happened over the last 12 years? Most of my money's been made in the last dozen years. Once we started documenting what we were doing and we could get it to a system, you're going to see my income. I'm going to show you a graph here in a second. Once we put the systems in place, you're going to see this flat line just go vertical. By the way, with less effort. Then we started doing these big events. The next thing you know, what we're doing, we're talking to people about business. It becomes this big deal. We're sharing the systems and documentation that we did with the Ames, Angie's List and the Ashleys and the Toyotas and the Nissans and the U.S. military. Dana White comes to an event that I was doing 5 years ago. Okay, Dana White, UFC, just sold his company for almost $10 billion. John Maxwell, leadership coach. He's written 100 books on leadership, speaks at one of our events to 34,000 people. We end up creating the largest real business conference on planet Earth. Lloyd Blankfein with Goldman Sachs took the United States economy. Basically, Lloyd's the one that navigated the entire American economy through the 2008 collapse and the, what was it called? TARP?
AFC.
Yeah, huh?
AFC.
Yeah.
Great financial collapse.
Robert Gibbons done $70 billion of commercial real estate. I bring him to a conference to talk about our real estate investors. Okay. Tillman Fertitta just is currently buying Caesars Entertainment. He owns 600 restaurants, grew up not far from where I grew up, same age as me, spoke on a stage with me, done $1 trillion in revenue in the restaurant business. He's bought a bunch of casinos in Louisiana. Now he's expanding to...
He owns the Houston Rockets.
To expanded into Houston. Bought the Houston Rockets, probably worth $6 or $7 billion just with the Rockets. Now he's going to buy Caesar's Palace, and he's the ambassador to Italy. Okay, so you guys can all do more. By the way, I've learned so much from Tillman. It's been unbelievable. Kevin Hart says, hey, I want to do your event. I'm like, why, Kevin? You're a comedian. He's like, I'm gonna be a business mogul. He's like, Grant, I'll be known more for business than I will be for my comedy. Usher, okay, these are celebrities started showing up to these events. Robert Herjavec. Robert's a great guy, phenomenal dude. Probably my favorite shark is Robert Herjavec. This guy you might not know, Bill Pulte. Bill Pulte runs Fannie and Freddie Mac. I helped Bill get his job. He was also announced this week as the director. This is wacky. National Intelligence Director. Okay, that means he is the boss to FBI, CIA, NSA. All roads go through Bill, okay? And Alex Hormozy, I coached him, he was here 2.5 years ago?
Yeah,
Helped Alex blow up. You guys probably know Alex. Eric Trump came in here when he released his book, Under Siege, to get more sales on his book. I'm also an investor in one of his companies. And you guys might know this guy, Michael Saylor. He's got 185,000 Bitcoin. Michael was in our offices. Michael actually helped me build a company, a real estate Bitcoin hybrid. I've been to Michael's house 4 or 5 times. And you might know this guy here. I helped him get elected. Now, if you hate Donald Trump, whatever, okay? But all these guys do the same thing, okay? They scale. Okay, now my mission is to help you guys. If you let me help you, I'll help you, okay? I want to make new friends. I want to meet cool people. I want to make new partners. This is a partner of mine, Brandon Dawson. Brandon and Natalie Dawson came to one of our big events. I'll just tell you what our little agenda is here, okay? I want to help a lot of people. There's a funnel. There's a big, giant funnel, and the top of the funnel is help, okay? As you go down this funnel, okay, this is really a wide, tremendous 8 billion people, okay? My target's 8 billion people. I want to help everybody. We do it for free. Nobody ever has to pay me a penny. But as people drop into our funnel and start reaching for different solutions, okay? This guy right here, Brandon Dawson, he heard about an event I was doing. This event had free tickets. There was 4,000 free tickets. There was 34,000 tickets in the room. All the way from free to $97 to $297 to $997 to $20,000, okay? This guy bought a $20,000 seat for himself and a $20,000 seat for his wife, okay? So they come down here and say, I don't want free, I want to pay. He then spent another $20,000 with me to learn about my real estate. Then, this is one guy, then he invested $15 million with me. I'm just showing you our little business plan here. Then he invested $15 million with me that I control for 10 years in my real estate investments. And then, if that wasn't enough, he's like, hey, I want to give you 50% of my business. And that 50% of that business that he gave me, we became partners. He's an investor in my company. First of all, he was a, hey, yeah, I'll listen. Free, completely free, cost nothing. Then he dropped in and said, I want a $20,000 ticket. He could have got a free one. He could have got a $200 ticket. He could have got a $2,000 ticket, but no. He's like, I want to sit up front. I want to eat with you. I want to meet you. I want blah, blah, blah. He decided, this is going to become your business, by the way, too. Maybe you're not doing a big event, but you're still going to have these tiers so that people can self-identify, okay, with how they want to play. For instance, I offered you guys something earlier, grantcardone.com/now. That is basically this monster funnel that I'm offering free content to, but I know some of you do not want free. Some of you want you don't want 90 minutes of free, you want change. You want real change. You want to know, hey dude, what's really going on and how do I transfer your energy and systems into my company? And that's why we created that, grantcardone.com/now. It's a $997 offer. It's completely ridiculous. We do that and don't really tell you anything about it, so you fall in there and say, you self-qualify and say, I don't just want data, I want a relationship. Well, this guy says, I want a relationship. So he moves himself and immediately says, I'm a serious player. I want to play with you at a different level. I want to sit VIP, okay? I want to become an investor with you. And now I want to become a partner with you. How much money have we done together, produced together?
I mean, the business does $225 million a year in revenue. It's probably worth $3.5 billion.
Okay, so that guy comes in, gave 20 grand to give me 15 million to become a 50% partner, and a business is probably worth $3 or $4 billion. Okay, that's my game. I'm just telling you guys what I'm doing. I'm here to help people. The help turns into help. Help. You never have to pay me a penny. Nobody has to ever give me a penny. You will decide to give me a penny or $1 or $1,000 or $10,000 or $100,000 or become a partner. This is my goal. My goal is number one, to help people. And number two, dude, if we could have some fun along the way, that'd be great. Three, if we could become partners together in a business and take it public together and do something really cool, that would even be better. And I did that with Brandon, and I've done it with other people, okay? At the end of the day, though, I just want to help a lot of people. And a lot of these people can't afford to get on a plane and even go to a free event. Last year, we did 108 events next door to me for kids that I don't know, don't look like me, that have nothing to give me. I cannot benefit from these kids in any way, shape, or form, except it makes me feel good to help kids and show them another way to get into business. By the way, one of the things we show these kids is, and we need to make sure these kids are seeing this graph right here. The road to $1 million, the best road to $1 million is not to win the lottery, to be an actor, to be a musician, a poker player, a pro ball player, or an inventor. The best way to $1 million is, number one, to be a business owner. You don't have to own the whole business, by the way. A business owner or partner. One of the wealthiest people on the planet was a partner to Bill Gates. He was number 6 at the company. Look up Elon's best friend, partner. That's not in, he's going to be worth billions.
Antonio Gracias?
Yeah, what's he going to be worth?
Oh my gosh.
Nobody even knows the guy's name. He was a partner with Elon, a silent partner friend. He just kind of a ride along. Okay, he'll be worth $12 or $15 billion.
Yeah, it says $5 billion right now. He's the second largest shareholder of SpaceX.
Yeah.
So
he just rode along. You don't have to be the guy, folks. You don't have to be the guy, okay? There's a 22% chance of becoming a millionaire if you own a business. The next best choice is to be a real estate investor. When I saw this is how I picked my path. Okay, I'm gonna use a business to buy real estate, and the third best way is to be a stock market investor. But if you don't have any money, okay, the fourth best way is to be an investor. I'm sorry, to be to inherit money, which my kids probably, if they do the right thing and stay close, they'll get that. Okay, roads to millions. So we're going to show you now, if business is the best way, if your business is the best way, and business, by the way, and real estate have a lot in common. If your business is the best way, then we want to share with you 7 practices, best practices, to build your business. Whether you're a chiropractor or a dentist, you're in home services, you're in insurance, whatever it is, maybe you're in real estate. There's 7 things that you got to get right. This is 40 years of study, research, and documentation. There's 7 things you have to get right. And those 7 things, in this order, in this sequence, are number 1, targets and profit. Okay, if you're taking notes, if you're smart and humble, you'll take notes. If you know it all, you'll sit there and listen and think that your memory is better than taking notes. One of the wealthiest guys I know, he does not go any place without a notepad. Bob Duggan. There's another dude, what's the guy's name, in Chicago, owned a bunch of car dealerships.
Rohrman?
Rohrman, Bob Rohrman. He required every manager in his company to have a little notepad. Bob's worth $2 or $3 billion. Herb Chambers, Boston came to America, immigrant. I don't even know if he was legal. Probably worth $3 or $4 billion today. Herb Chambers always took notes. Herb Chambers didn't care who he was with. Sam Walton, you might know that name. Sam Walton never went anywhere without a notepad, folks. He walked into every store. Every day he would go shop somebody's store. He always took a notepad, and he was looking for, hey, what are they doing that we could do? He was always looking to steal ideas. Okay, number 1, targets and profits. You got to have a target and a profit for your business or your idea. Your idea has to be converted to a number, and the number has to be the thing that's measured. So like an idea is, hey man, I'm gonna solve a water problem. That's an idea. I'm gonna run for governor of California. That's an idea. Now you need to convert it to how much money is it gonna take for you to become the governor of California, okay? Number 2, and I'll go into these a little deeper as we go. We proceed today if I have enough time. Number two is free organic marketing, not paid. That's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, SEO, podcasts. By the way, you're going to hear more and more people talk about free being senior to paid. And that even if paid's working, which is number 3, even when paid is working, paid creates problems. You ran money, you ran an ad, it got attention, you get a brand, organic, paid, leads, I convert to a sale or I don't convert, then what happens? Great job on this one. Number 4, now what happens? Lead comes into the system. Do we have my little, yeah, we don't have it up here. Can I see the board, the lead automation board? I'm gonna show you this full. We actually provide this to those of you who want to go deep on this. Our customers, our clients have this lead automation so you can actually see the path for a customer coming into the business and what we do with them. Number 5, customer comes in, I got sales scripts. How do I handle them? How do I respond to them? How do I duplicate the messaging? What do I say? What are they saying? Do you even know what they say, okay? And then how do I start managing these leads? How do I start managing the leads? How do I train talent? How do I acquire talent? How do I compensate talent? How do I onboard people in the first 90 days? By the way, the first 90 days is probably more important than the last 90 days. The first 90 days determine the next 90 days, okay? And then how do I break? When I'm going from 0 to $1 million, or $1 million to 3 million, or 3 million to 8 million, or 8 million to 15, when you move through each one of these, what are you doing, what are you working on, and how are you scaling, okay? It's called the 10X revenue system. It includes our 7-figure sales scripts, rebuttal manuals, all the material on organic marketing. Cardone University, by the way, for 1 year. Yep. That's a $36,000 program. And it includes our 10X AI revenue coach. It's all available to you today at grantcardone.com/now, grantcardone.com/now. And I'm going to include for the first 100 people. I can't do this for everybody. I can't scale this, okay? For the first 100 people, we're going to do a one-on-one strategy call today. It'll be about a 20-minute call where my team is going to go over the specific issues with your business, okay? These questions it's going to be like talking to me, okay? Exactly what's going on in your business, setting and tracking targets, marketing strategies, getting predictable lead flow, lead management, setting appointments, sales process. Where are you? Are you in startup mode? You're in dreamer mode? You're in scale mode? You're doing 1 million, 10 million? What are your problems? What is your industry? I could do 100 of those today. Grab this, take advantage of this, grantcardone.com/now. And I'm going to give you basically the 10X revenue system, everything in the system, and I'm going to give you our 10X AI revenue coach, okay?
Yeah, and so what I want to tell you guys is as you guys are I'm sure you all are trying to figure out how to implement AI into your business, the number one most important thing that you need before you integrate AI is a system. You have to identify the revenue levers in your business that will drive more leads, more revenue, more brand, more all of this. So you have to have the systems. The second thing that you have to have is then you have to have the data. So for a lot of you, the data's all over the place. In most businesses that we work with, their data's not consolidated. You need data from your CRM, from your ad platforms, from your social platforms, from your phone calls, from your emails, from your calendar, from your accounting software. And so you've got to coordinate all these things. Then you have to get MCP connections from the AI platforms or API connections to bring all of this stuff together. It's very challenging, especially if you don't have a system you're plugging everything into. So what we've done is we've basically taken all of the revenue lever content that we've been implementing in our business and training other people's businesses on, and we've put them into an AI revenue coach where you can see there's 13 different AI-enabled interactive revenue coaches where you don't even have to know the right question to ask. We prompt you with the thing that you're trying to accomplish, and then step by step, we take you through all of our best practices, all of our implementation SOPs on how to do something in your business, whether it's building workflows in your CRM, whether it's improving your phone scripts, whether it's negotiating and closing deals, like everything that you have here, closing, email marketing, lead generation, meta ads, Google ads, outsourcing if you want to leverage offshore talent. podcasts, sales funnels, SEO, stats for tracking, collecting data, Instagram, YouTube, Google search, and also Meta. This is all in an interactive AI platform that now all you have to do is click buttons, and it would be like you working directly with myself or with Grant, and we would be building all these things out with you.
And by the way, if you have 6 people and they're all asking the same question, they're all going to get the same answer. See, the problem right now in your company is you guys come up with the wrong answer. Or you come up with 3 right answers and 3 wrong answers, and nobody knows what the difference between all of them. Let's say a lead comes in, okay? You have a simple lead hit your company. They call in or they hit your landing page. What happens next? Like you'll see why a system is needed so bad. You don't even know what happens. Like we have this 10x lead automation blueprint, so you know exactly, everybody in the company or at every location would know exactly what happens when somebody calls and says, I need a dentist appointment, or I need a chiropractor appointment. Like, how are you going to get that person to give you second money, third money, fourth money, or recurring money if you don't have a system in place? And this is where your company suffers. So everybody that took advantage of this, grantcardone.com/now, by the way, I'm sending you this out. I don't know if you could see it because all the light on this thing. It's probably hard to see, but we're going to send this out to everybody so you have this in your company and you can duplicate this at scale. That's probably a bad idea. Okay, but you're going to put it on your wall. That's where it should be right now for me. It should be on my wall somewhere, okay? So we're going to give you guys that. We just launched the AI system. Jared's been working on this. Yeah, that looks phenomenal. Beautiful, okay? See, when the lead comes in, now I know what I need to do with it. Like little hacks. So your company will have a system. So if you have 6 people or 16 people, everybody's doing the same thing to make sure we take care of the main thing. And the main thing is what? Customer, okay? How can you grow your business? If your target is $1 million, okay? Like I can ask 10x AI, hey, my target's $1 million. I don't know if you could show this, Jared, on your end. My target's $1 million. Basically, your 10x AI revenue coach is me. You're asking Grant what Grant would do to get to $1 million. I'd be like, well, I wouldn't, what's your business? I don't care about your business right now. I could get 1 person to give me 1 million. I could get 10 people to give me 100 grand. I could get 100 people to give me 10,000. This is the answer you're going to get, by the way. I can get 1,000 people to give me $1,000, okay? I could get 10,000 people to give me $100, and I'm gonna be like, what products or services could fit these? Oh, by the way, your 10x AI agent is gonna be like, if you're Grant Cardone, basically you're downloading my brain onto your computer. Okay, he's gonna say, hey, why don't you do this? Get 1 person to give you 1 million. Once you get 10 people to give you 100 grand. Once you give 100 people to give you 10,000, see, I would tell you, let's do the top 3. And once we grow and scale and build a brand, then let's do this one as well. But when you're small, you can't get 1,000 customers. You're lucky to get 100. See, Jared, they just put it in the numbers. Back to me. Okay, so watch, okay? You say, hey, what's my target to get to $1 million? I'm like, get 1 person to give you $1 million. Boom, target accomplished. Now, let's go get 10 people to give you 100 grand. I don't have a product for that. I don't have a product for that. I don't have a product for that. Why not? You're landscaping, you do tree trimming. Why don't you have $1 million government projects? Why don't you? Okay? Oh, I never thought about that. Really? But what if you did think about it? Okay? What if you thought about a pink Volkswagen? Guess what? You'd go find one, okay? You're not gonna see what you don't look for. So the first thing we have to fix in your business is we gotta get you thinking about big, giant targets. You got a guy thinking about going to Mars right now, and we're not even sure we went to the moon. But you got a guy dreaming about Mars and actually putting a plan in place to go to Mars. You got a guy right now that's like, hey, I'm gonna get you Starlink so that you can actually have a connection on a plane. And we're in the 21st century, and most of the go-go on internet go-go connections are terrible. And you got this guy pops up out of nowheres and says, hey, I can provide all American airlines. By the way, I can provide people in the jungles of Africa with a Starlink connection to the internet for free. Why am I telling you that? Because your targets aren't big enough. Okay, your goals will fail with the target. Once you collaborate with other people that have big, giant targets, your problems actually, while they'll look bigger, they actually become solvable. Let's talk about the tree trimmer. The tree trimmer says, oh, all my job, I work on $10,000 jobs or $1,000 jobs or $100 jobs. What's the fastest, easiest way to get to $1 million?
$1 million.
Fewer jobs, bigger contracts. Okay, now what happens is when you go do $1 million contract, Dana White's going to spend $60 million on one fight at the South Lawn of DC that nobody's ever done before. And they're going to lose probably $30 million. He thinks big. Knowing Dana, he's going to end up making money out of it somehow, okay? The point is, you're not looking for this. And if you're not looking for it, asking for it, building systems for it, you're not going to see it. And if you're going to scale and grow, I just showed you how to do it. You could do 1,000 jobs at $1,000, or you could create another division that does 100 jobs at 10 grand. You could come to my house once a year. Somebody's going to get 10 grand from me once a year, maybe twice a year. Right before the storms hit, somebody's going to come say, hey, let's trim all your 42 coconut trees so that the coconuts don't fly into the damn windows when you have a Cat 5 storm, okay? The entire coastline of Miami will clean trees and pay $10,000 a yard to clean them up. Believe it or not, I know it's crazy, but it happens. See, when we work with a company, we're going to show you 5 other ways to get it. There's a million ways to get it. What was that song?
Choose one.
Choose one, exactly. Find the lyrics, man, okay? Now, also on these first 100 people, guys, this is what I need to know. What's your business? So that we can set your targets right. Okay, if your target is to make $1,000, you don't need a business. I can show you how to go get $1,000 without a company, without a product, without hiring people. You don't need to do nothing. Show you one thing. I did $2 million, my wife and I did $2 million of revenue, and we didn't have a product. I'm not going to even tell you how I did it because it would offend so many people. It's so simple, okay? But the first thing you got to get right is this. The first most important thing, and if there's anything I repeat at my company, is this. If the target's not right, everything else fails. And in most cases, the target's too small. So when you guys do your strategy call, they're going to ask you, what's your target? And then they're going to ask you, what would keep you from 10xing it? And then you're going to be like, well, I don't know. I wasn't thinking about, I was thinking about $1 million would be great. What, if it could do $1 million, it can do 10. How many agree with that? Anything that can do $1 million can do 10 million. And by the way, if it can't do 10 million, it's probably not going to do $1 million. Okay? If it can't do 10, you wouldn't even want to do it because you know you're in a business that's dead. So this goes back to the big think, okay? We got to get to think big. So I want to make sure that we do that one-on-one strategy call with you guys. Make sure you get that on today. Today's your game changer day. What's the date today?
The 6th.
June 6th. This is going to be a game changer day for a lot of people, okay? Make the decision right now to quit thinking small. Book your one-on-one strategy call. I can do this for 100 people. Okay, this is going to be phenomenal for you. Now, don't leave, by the way. Don't leave today because even you guys that booked the call and take advantage of grantcardone.com/now, we're going to take this down today. I'll take this down in about 60 minutes. The offer will not be there. We will not send you this offer again. It's $997. It includes everything I'm showing you here today. I'm not going to pitch it to you again. Whether you buy it or don't buy it, don't leave because I'm going to do a Q&A with you at the end today that's going to answer a lot of your questions, okay? All right. Now, let's talk about the facts. When you're getting in business, okay, we said, hey, business is the best way. It is 22 times better, easier to become a millionaire in business than it is to be a professional ball player. I'm sorry, professional ball player, it would be like 2,200 times easier to be a business owner than an NBA player or NFL player, okay? Here's the problem with business. Here's the facts you need to know. There's 32 million small businesses in America. There's 32 million and 6 million added every year. Most of these, by the way, fail, okay? There's about a 99% failure rate. 99% of all businesses in America are small. And of that 99%, They hire most of the people in America, by the way. Facebook is not the big hire here. Small businesses are the biggest hires. It's not Facebook, it's not Google, and it's not Amazon, and it's not Walmart. It is the small business owner, these 32 million people that have 1 or 2 employees that hire most of the people, okay? The failure rate on this is what?
66%.
Yeah, 67% failure rate on most of these companies. 91% of them never hit $1 million. 67% failure rate in the first 5 years, okay? Why? Why are all these companies failing? Oh, the business wasn't neat. Oh, there was no customers. Oh, the economy's bad. Oh, the government, the taxes. No, dude, you didn't have a system. These businesses are failing because they have one thing in common. They stayed too small for too long, they took too long to grow, and they had no systems in place once they started growing. 86% of these companies, by the way, this is crazy. We know because we work with these guys, okay? 86% of the companies, these 99% of the companies in America, 36 million, make less than 100 grand. That doesn't mean you should quit your business. It doesn't mean your business is not wanted. It means we need to change this target to 10 million. That's 100x. We need different targets, maybe not even different products, but we probably need different prices and different margins, okay? Number 8, facts. 99% of these businesses started in business for the wrong reason. What does that mean, Jared?
Yeah, so like most people start businesses because usually they're trying to avoid having a boss. They're like, I want to be my own boss. I want to work my own schedule. I want to do the things I want to do. I don't want to answer to anybody. And they because of that, they're like, I'm going to go start this business. So that would be an example of like the wrong why. Another reason people go into businesses because there's something that they like to do or something that they think that they want to do as a business. But then here is where if you have proper targets, you'll be able to identify a bad decision. Because a lot of times the thing you think you want to do, like I want to be a holistic healer, but if your target's to make $1 million a month or $5 million a year, then you got to understand, like, maybe the path of the holistic healer doesn't get you there. Like, you could say, I have a passion for teaching, but if you've got big financial targets and you want to go be a public school teacher, there's misalignments with your targets. So there's a lot of reasons.
But let me just say this. If you're a teacher, okay, if you're one of those people that want to be a teacher, or the holistic, and you want to make $1 million a year, there's no reason you still can't make $1 million a year. All you need is 1 million people out of 8 billion to give you $1 a month. So even if you're holistic and you're like, I'm going to read astrology cards. There's people making $1 million a year reading astrology cards and doing those that other thing.
Tarot cards.
The Torah cards, okay? You get 1 million people to give you $1. I know somebody here is going to take this idea. The problem now is, where do you get the 1 million people from, okay? Because you need probably 20 million people. No, you probably need 200 million people, right, Jared? What do you think? You probably need 200 million people for 1 million. Now you probably need 2 billion people. 2 billion people to get 1 million to give you $1 a month, okay? It'd be recurring revenue and it'd be a big business if you could scale that. You could do it. Somebody's going to do it.
Well, just as an example, ChatGPT right now has about 1 billion users, active users.
Yeah, at some number.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what is the point of that? Let's say that was the target. Let's say that was the goal. Forget whether you're doing Torah cards, astrology, you're reading graphs, whatever you're doing for your dollar. It doesn't matter. What's the problem now? Nobody knows me. Okay. So first, it starts with the target. It always starts with the target first. This is the system. What was that? Okay, this is where you start, and this is why the revenue system's so important. Somebody said, so we should buy the revenue system so we're successful. Yeah, exactly what you should do. Or you should just wander around the universe without knowing what you're doing and hope that you become successful and ask God for guidance. Okay, and by the way, if you ask God for guidance and you're here today, He probably sent you over here, because it works like this. Okay. This is a journey that you're on, okay? And that journey, if you have the path's screwed up or you don't know where you're going, it's going to take you longer to get there. I want to go from here to over there. Somebody should give me a map. If somebody has a map and a shortcut, you would be smart to take it. Anyone can learn from their own mistakes. This is a Buddha quote, by the way. Any idiot can learn from his own mistake. It's a wise man that learns from the mistakes of others. Everything starts with a target. If I wanted to buy an NBA team, that would be the target. How much money does it take to do that? Good. Number one, the target. Second thing you do is you market to the target. This is the system. You guys, I'll give you all this for free, guys. Okay? You don't need to buy this. Okay? I'll give it to you for free. Go do whatever you want with it. Okay? You could get all the books from me. You could steal these books from me. Now you got to read them. Now you got to learn them. Now you got to implement them. Now you got to teach them. Now you got to duplicate them with others. It's no problem. I'll give you all this. I'll spend 90 minutes with you today, give you every little trick I got, and then you go do it. Now it's going to create a lead. These leads will be created. You will get a lead. No matter what kind of marketing you do, you will get a lead. No matter how good or bad it is, you get a lead. Now you got a problem. You didn't have anybody seeing you right here. Hey, I want to make $1 million. That could be the target. I want $1 million. You could go out to the world and say, I want $1 million, $1 million. Now you got to figure out how many different ways to market that message, how many different places you could market that message, okay? Then could I pay here to get more leads, okay? I ran some marketing on Instagram. It worked. Somebody gave me $1. And I'm like, I'm going to go duplicate that and start raising money. I've raised about $125 million for charities. No product. Okay, hardest sale in the world. Give me money for this charity. Target. That was the target. We market to the target. We find out what works. We buy ads. Okay, fourth thing we're going to do is we got to manage the lead. Okay, like everybody just looks at, okay, guy comes in, gives us some money. Okay, oh no, if they gave you money right here because you ran an ad, marketing, you did something on Instagram, why wouldn't you run an ad now, take that dollar, buy an ad, and duplicate that so that we can now start managing activity? This year, I've said this before, we'll reach about 200 million people. Only 150,000 people buy anything from me out of 200 million people. Okay? Out of the 150,000 people that bought something from us, we sent probably 400 million emails to get that activity. I'm sending 3 and 4 times the activity for every deal I actually get closed, maybe 10 times. All right, now I got to manage it. Okay, the lead came in. Let's say I had 10 leads come in, 2 bought, 8 didn't. What am I going to do with these 8 people today? Tomorrow, I run an ad campaign. 10 more people come in. Day 1, 10 people, 2 bought. I got to take care of those 2 people. 8 people didn't buy. Okay, now, where do I go? Tomorrow I run it again, 10 more people come in. Now I got 10, 2 bought, 8 left over. Now I got 10 more. Now I got 18. Another day goes by. Now I got 10, becomes 8, becomes 18, becomes 28. See the problem? Starts with a target, okay? What's your big target, okay? And as I move around this, I need somebody, some human being to manage this activity, to hold KPIs, to measure this so we actually make money, all right? Okay, number 1, targets. Take these notes. I'll give you all this. This is 7 parts of the system. Number 1 is the target. Businesses operate on targets, not ideas. Number 2, targets drive action. I know exactly what the target is. I know what action I need to get, okay? Number 3, targets break down to micro solutions. I presented that to you a few minutes ago. I could go 1 person at $1 million, 10 people at 100 grand, 100 people at 10,000, okay? Number 4, rewards and penalties are based on the targets. I reward you to hit a target, I penalize you if you don't hit it. 10x profit system, okay? How much money do I need? What do you think I need money? How much money do you think we need to hit our first profit on a small business?
You know,
let's say you say your target. This is how most people set their targets. I want to make 100 grand this year. Really, why? Oh, because I made 100 grand at my last job. Okay, good. Start a job, make 100 grand. Now, you understand, $40,000 is going to the IRS. So you just missed your target by $40,000. Then you wonder why you're so pissed off all the time. Oh, I forgot. $2,000 goes to rent, so that's $24,000. And then you wonder why you don't have any motivation. This is just two things, taxes and a place to live. And you're like, dude, I'm not motivated. You're not motivated because you set the wrong target. This goes back to what Jared said. You got into business because you're like, I just want to replace my old job with a new job. I didn't like the last guy that I was working for. I'm never going to work for anybody else again, okay? I'm going to work for myself, okay? Now I don't have somebody else to hate. I hate myself. So what Jared's showing you right here, going to Target, you doing that on your side or my side?
They're showing it right now.
Okay, but let me just show it in real time, okay? How do I do that, Jared? Let me see, because you guys started popping it up.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to open this, and I'm going to say my target is. Somebody give me a target. Somebody in the room, in the chat, give me a target. I don't know what the product is. I don't need to. Plumbing, shipping, whatever it is you're selling, fruit, grocery store, doesn't matter. Give me a target. 50 grand? Yeah, 50 grand. I'm not even writing 50 grand down, guys. It's not big enough. Okay, so $5 million. So I'm gonna put a $5 million target in. You're in the gym business, $5 million, okay? Annual unit sales, okay? Let's say I believe I could sell, I don't know, how many?
1,000.
How do I do the units here?
Let's do 1,000.
I'm gonna sell 1,000 people. I got one rep. I have a 40% margin.
These are current stats.
And I'm going to do this in 12 months, okay? It tells me, you want to break this down?
Well, yeah, so the top half is your current stats. So where are you at right now? So if you're at 500,000 in revenue right now and your production annually is 100 units.
Yeah, let me just do that. Sorry, I put.
And then you have one salesperson and your profit margin is 40%. That's where you start. Now what you do down here is you go down to the bottom underneath it.
Now I'm going to go to 5 million.
And you're going to go to 5 million.
Yeah.
And then now if you scroll up, your total annual revenue, if you want to have $5 million in profit, your total revenue target needs to be $12.5 million, which means that the average unit price at 5,000, you need to sell 8.3 per month. Each rep needs to sell, was that
$41,000?
$41,000 per rep, and then that gets you to your annual profit target of 5 million.
So what do I know now? I know I need more units sold per rep. I need more reps. Now we can build a business plan around this, okay? Now I don't even know what the product is. I know what the price needs to be. Now if I could change this price to, let's say I change this price to $10,000, it's gonna show me exactly what I need to do to change that, okay? So it's about setting a target and then putting a system around achieving that target. Our 10X profit system is about taking your target, converting it to math, and then having a real-time target in real time saying, hey, this is where we're at, this is what we need to do, okay? Number two, this is a lady, this is Steve's wife, right?
Yeah.
Steve, she's in the hair care products business. She put targets in place after hearing just this part of the system, and she's a second earner in the household.
Yep.
And will she do 7 million?
She's done 7 million in sales, and she's been in business for 4 years.
Yeah. So not bad for second income. Okay, now, once you have the target, you need to go tell the world. Everybody's going to do the same thing, folks. Do not believe that the customer is going to tell you about your business because you gave them great business, okay? People are not going to, the word of mouth thing is crazy when you have Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn. What else do we have? All the streams. Like, it's completely free. When I saw this in 2012, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to scale my business here, okay? It's unlimited. There's more ways today than ever before in the history of the world. No budget is required. It's not regulated. It's worldwide access. And this is where you can reign king or queen of your universe using our organic marketing across all platforms. I started with 0 followers on all these social platforms, basically with the desire to help a lot of people. We grew our following from 0 followers to about 20 million followers using all the platforms. How much content have we put on the internet? Anybody have any idea?
I mean, I have no idea. It's a lot.
But when we take
50
this,
pieces a day, probably.
yeah, when we take this data, we know what performed best, what worked best, what links work best. Now what do I do? Okay, now I'm gonna run ads, okay? Now we have a lady that's in AI consulting herself the last 3 years. Is that about right? A couple years?
2 years, yeah.
She used our marketing strategies and took her business from 500 grand a year to $3 million. Was that the marketing? Was that her being in beast mode? I don't know. Okay, I know this, she's using our marketing and our hacks to actually achieve building an audience. Alex Hormozy, a lot of people know Alex. Alex came here 3 years ago. Hey dude, what would you do different? Spent 45 minutes with me, paid me 100 grand. I said, Alex, I would do these 6 things. I would double down, go hard, stay in beast mode. Alex built a freaking phenomenal business after spending some money with me. Okay, now, if it worked, why wouldn't I put some money behind it? What do we spend a month in ads?
About $1.3 million.
Okay, now we didn't spend any money the first 12 years I did this. The first 12 years, no, probably the first 20 years, I spent no money. When social came along, Jared, Sherry, we started building a team and we started buying ads, spending money on things that looked like they might have been working. Okay, this is the best way to scale. All ads work. That's right, all ads work. Use the 2% rule. 98% don't convert, 2% do. So now you know your number. Okay, if you wanted 1,000 people to buy something from you, you divide by 0.02, you need 50,000 people to see the ad. I need 50,000 people to see the ad, and I'm gonna convert 2%. It's easy to measure. We have a paid system, by the way. You guys that took advantage of the grantcardone.com/now. Yeah, please don't do that. The grantcardone.com, yeah, there you go. There's our campaigns. These are campaigns that we put in place that we know have worked for us, okay? grantcardone.com/now. For those of you who took advantage of that, I'm gonna give you this. And we also have our sales funnel that I told you I was gonna give you. Here's a guy, Duncan Farrow. He's in the construction business. Can you guys show Duncan? Yeah. He learned a strategy just from, when did you get this?
End of last week.
Yeah, last week.
Yeah.
This guy spent $1,000 running ads to generate $550,000 of sales. Okay, now, when you got somebody telling you, bro, we ran this ad, let's customize it to fit your business, your industry, the way you would talk, brand it your colors, your look, okay, put you next to it, and let's find something that works. Gives him a lot of confidence and motivation to swing with it. Again, 10X revenue system, grantcardone.com/now. Grab this. We're gonna give you the organic marketing and the paid marketing and our entire 10X revenue systems, targets and profits. And I said I would give you the strategy call all for $9.97 if you guys want to take advantage of that. When you do, I'm gonna send you, everybody's gonna get step 4. Step 4 is lead management, okay? How do I manage the lead once that lead came in? What is the exact process for this thing to run through this system? When you eat food, the food is gonna run through your system a certain way. When you get rid of food at your house, it's running through a plumbing system down into a sewer, out to the ocean, somewhere, somehow, it's getting filtered. Same thing with your leads. A lead comes in. Now, when you start getting a lot of leads, when I was 30 years old, I didn't have a lot of leads. I had 8 customers a day, okay? I would go cold call customers and knock on doors. I could get to 8 to 12 people a day, and I'd get their name, and I'd put their name on a legal pad. That's why I still use legal pads today, and I'd keep the data. You guys probably have a CRM. The data goes into a CRM. The 8 to 12 people go into a CRM. Now, fast forward 30 years, I have Instagram, I have Facebook, I have LinkedIn, I have YouTube, and these people have 3 billion people sitting in them, in a platform. I have mailing lists, okay? I have past customers. How many people do we have in our system?
7.3 million.
I have 7.3 million people on the email list. How do I keep track of it? I drop it into my CRM. Okay, great. We're going to drop everything into Salesforce or into, what's another one?
HubSpot.
HubSpot or another, what's
Pipe
another?
Drive.
Huh?
Pipe Drive.
Pipe Drive.
Our CRM, which we built out, called Omni.
Or into our Omni. It doesn't matter where you drop it. What are we going to do with it now? Okay, one day I drop in 10 leads, the next day there's going to be 20 leads, the next day there's going to be 30 leads, the next day there's going to be 40 leads, then there's going to be 50 leads. You're going to have all these leads and your sales team's going to be like, the leads are no good. Yeah, the leads are all good. By the way, they're all buyers, okay? Lead management is the number one way for you guys to have a competitive advantage over everybody else in your sector, okay? Competitive advantage over 63% of the people. Remember this, number two, write this down if you're taking notes. All leads are buyers. All leads are buyers. All leads convert. Never let anybody in your company say that the leads don't convert. All leads convert. No, they don't. Yes, they do. No, they don't. Oh, yes, they do. All leads convert. Just because they didn't buy your product, I guarantee you before the day is over, they're buying something. They're paying somebody something for something. And all leads convert. Now, whether your offer was right or not is a problem. Okay? And the reason your offer probably didn't bite is because it either wasn't priced right, 40% of them were priced too low. Okay? That's right. 40% of your prices were too low. For instance, some of you, when you saw that $9.97, grantcardone.com/now, some of you didn't buy it because it's too low. If that offer was $10,997 for the AI coach and the revenue system, okay, you would do it, and the phone call, you would do it. Some people won't buy it for $10,000, it would have to be $100,000. Like if I was doing this for a company, one company, Ashley Furniture wouldn't pay me $100,000. They'd be like, for $100,000, you can't solve my problems. They're a $12 billion company. If I wasn't at least $1 million, they'd be like, that can't even be a solution. You can actually, what I'm telling you is underprice your product. If I was doing something for the federal government, it would have to be at least $10 million or they're not going to process it. You understand? I'm giving you a piece of data right now. Your prices are too low for at least 1/3 of your audience. You get a different audience at free, 1,000, 12,000, 12 million. You get a completely different audience. And by the way, a higher price in some situations solves people's problems. Now, what do I know about this? Not a lot. I've done about $4 billion over the internet. Okay, this has come to me at $97, $9.97. What are our price points? $49.97.
$2,000.
$2,000.
$5,000.
Okay, $5,000.
$20,000.
Okay, and $200,000.
$450,000.
And $1 million. Yeah, exactly. We have products for all these things. We do these things for these companies, okay? These are all different customers, by the way. And the guy that does 97 could end up doing this later. I'm just telling you, all leads are buyers. And this is what your company needs to understand. When you get your company on this system, this is what they're going to be told every day. All leads are buyers. They all buy. Now, your company may have mispriced that product. 1/3 are going to go lower, 1/3 are going to be satisfied, and 1/3 are going to want something more expensive, okay? Number 3, 80% rule. The 80% rule says you have to contact, let's say you had 10 leads, let's say 2 bought. These 8 people right here, they need to be contacted 8 to 12 times to get them into a conversation. These people right here, these 2 that did buy, they probably had to be contacted 8 to 12 times to buy the first time, okay? If you close 20% of your customers, I'll promise you, most of them did not get contacted the first time to buy that. You probably had to hit them with an ad 8 times. They could have hit a landing page and said, I want that product, okay? I want that product, but I need to talk to somebody. How many of you here, let me just ask this question. How many of you'd like to take advantage of this this our system, but you actually want to talk to somebody. You like talking to a person. Let me just see it. Put me in the chat. If you're a person like, I'd like to get it, I'm interested, but I need to talk to somebody. See, that's how people are. They're like, I got to know. I got to know more than what Grant is telling me. So those people, let's say you're two people that want to buy it. You need to talk to somebody. You want to talk to a human being, not AI. You want to talk to a real person and say, is this going to help me? Will it help me in my business? That's, by the way, why we put together that one-on-one call. For everybody that took advantage of the grantcardone.com/now, you get a one-on-one call to actually talk to somebody. And by the way, if this doesn't fit for you, just let my team know. We'll give you the money back. It's not a problem.
And then in addition to that strategy call, we're also going to be doing a call on Wednesday this week to walk you through implementing the 10x AI revenue coach in your business. So the beautiful thing about the revenue coach is you don't have to be a technology person to use it. It's so simple. It's like literally clicking buttons. But we're going to be doing a full training session just on the AI coach so that you can learn how to bridge AI into your business using the AI revenue coach.
Okay, so just remember these rules. Again, I'm here to service everybody. If you guys want to take advantage of this, if you want something that you can drop into your company and start educating, training, and motivating your team with, whether you're a one-man team, one day you're going to be a 5-man team, and then you're going to be a 50-man team, and hopefully one day you're going to be a 500-man team or woman team, and you're going to scale and grow, and you're going to go public one day. You're going to need systems. So if you can somehow figure out how to do all this in 90 minutes without, getting that I'm here to service you and help you. I'm just giving you some tips here. You have to contact a customer. And so do we, by the way. I have to contact the customer 8 to 12 times to get them to convert the first time. Number 4, the 10x email system. We sent out 400 million emails. We worked with a company, the dude's name in Idaho, with
Russell.
ClickFunnels. Mm-hmm. What did he say when they wanted to do a test? Remember, he's like, you have more test data than anybody?
Oh, yeah. No, he was just saying, the size of the list and the amount of pages we have and the amount of messages and emails that we send out. He said, you guys get so much data so fast because of the sheer volume of what you guys have.
When you send out 400 million emails a year, and we've done that, we've sent out over 4 billion emails. We know what works, when they open, when they don't, subject lines, content, etc. Okay. Number 5, 10x landing pages. We have about, how many landing pages do we have today?
4,000.
Okay, a landing page looks like this. Okay, a landing page looks like, I'm gonna put this in my computer, grantcardone.com/now. Watch this. Sure. This is what a landing page is. A landing page is not a website. A landing page has a big hero title. Hey man, guarantee your business growth in 2026 with my Grant's complete 10x revenue system, okay? This is a landing page. The landing page, you'll look at it, should have a complete list of everything on the page, have good colors, tested A/B colors, right, Jared? Mm-hmm. 10x revenue coach, 13 custom AI system, 10x marketing systems, 10x sales systems. Oh, wow, when did y'all do that? And they just added a 10x Business Summit seat. When is that, July?
July 24th, 25th,
okay.
And 26th.
Yeah, so in 30 days, just over 30 days, I'm gonna do a 3-day event right here, 2 blocks from my office today, and I'm gonna give you that seat. For everybody that already took advantage of this, I'm gonna give you a seat to that. And this is what you're gonna see when you hit this page. And I said I would give you the bonus one-on-one strategy call, 11/9/43. Now, did you guys test this red? This 997 with red against a green?
Yeah, we've had green and red.
Which one did it?
Red's marginally better right now.
Yeah. Because they used to say red was a stop sign color, so don't do it. Okay, they had all these tests out, said red's a terrible color, it doesn't work. But these guys would be testing in real time. Now, when I had that data, it was way before we had algorithm, data collection, AI that could pull together bulk data. Also, by the way, you'll see at the bottom of this, we use this on all our ads, folks. I'm showing you our page right now. I'm showing you what we do. This is just one of 900 pages we test against. There's a guarantee, 100% money back guarantee. If you're not completely satisfied, we offer you a full money back guarantee, no questions asked, okay? Now I'm gonna tell you guys something privately. This says right here, 2 minutes. Is this legal?
Which part?
The 2 minutes. I thought they were changing that.
Well, we the problem is that we have it scheduled for 90 minutes, but we've been here for 2 hours now.
Yeah.
So they keep extending it.
Yeah.
Trying to
Good. So now,
jockey where you're gonna
but I'm
finish.
telling you in real time what really happens. Okay. We might get a notice next week. Say, hey, you can't use timers anymore, or you can't use retail pricing. Like I'm not supposed to tell you what all this would cost if you put it together. Legally, I'm not supposed to say, hey, dude, if you bought the Cardone University, it's $36,000. If you bought the 10X AI coach, you can't buy it from us. We don't sell it to you unless you take advantage of the system. If you bought the system by itself, I'm not supposed to tell you what the whole thing would cost and then say, hey, there's a special sale on it at $997. 3 weeks ago, it was fine to do that. Okay, you could be like, hey, this would be almost $25,000. But it's on sale. Now they're talking about taking timers away. I'm just telling you what is, and we keep you relevant to that data so you know what, we're not your lawyer, but we're just telling you what the information we're getting, and then you have your checkout page. And you're gonna see this down here, 10X revenue system, quantity, $997. Also, there's a button where it says, hey, there's a payment program for $333 a month. There's your card checkout. Get instant access, and you do, by the way, and then you check out. Then you become a customer, okay? My goal is not to make you a customer, guys. I mean, it is, but it's not, okay? My goal is to help a lot of people. The more people I help, okay? If I help 200 million people a year, guess what's gonna happen? I'm gonna end up with 2,000 friends, and then I'm going to end up with 200 businesses. This is the goal. This is the goal, to find you guys out there that are committed, that are believers in your dream, okay? This is to find the Brandon Dawson, to find a partner, to find a Jared, to find somebody that wants to work with us and grow with us, because my goal, you got to remember my goals, okay? Not just yours. I want to be your partner. And if you're going to be my partner, how many of you would like to be a partner with me? How many of you like me to brand your company, advertise for your company, be a sales guru for your company, generate leads for your company, manage your company, hold you accountable, and push you until we become a public company? Okay, how many of you would like to do that? Okay, now you got to ask, if you want me to do that for you, you got to ask, what does he want from us? I need you to be on the same systems I'm on, guys. This is what I'm doing, okay? This is already a lot of work. I need you to understand my system so we can come together and be on the same page. How many married people here? How many married people in the room? Or you got a boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever friend? Good. You ever heard this? Get on the same page? Need everybody on the same page. Okay, I want to partner with people that are on the same page with me and want to scale and grow as much as I do. Now, whether you're a dreamer, a startup, whether you're flatliner, comfortable, or you're a scaler, it changes what you need. And I'm going to be talking about that and answering Q&A for it, okay? I just showed you how our landing page works. And we're going to give everybody that took advantage of grantcardone.com/now, we're going to give you our landing pages so you can start growing and using, experimenting, and having results with that, okay? All right. Also, we give you the blueprint, the 10X lead automation blueprint. If you don't want ours, I'm just telling you, all three of these things, you guys need to develop on your own. You're either going to do it with me, you're going to grab my data and use it, or you have to go build your own email systems, your own landing pages and test them out, and your own lead automation blueprint, okay? When a lead comes in, what happens next?
Yeah.
He bought. He didn't buy. Okay, what if he did buy? If he did buy, what's the next thing you should do? Sell him something else, and I'll show you why. Hang on, okay? This guy right here, Jeremy Barker, he has what's called the Hidden Door Company.
It's the type of business, yeah.
Which it means what?
They sell and install hidden doors for people, so it looks like a bookshelf.
Yeah.
But you open up the bookshelf and it goes into another room.
Got it.
So it's like a hidden door.
Okay, tell them about Jeremy's. What happened?
Yeah, so he's been a client. He signed up for our program. He actually was doing a private coaching on our lead management protocol because he has a big e-commerce business. He was trying to figure out how to convert more leads. And we went through and we showed him one thing that he should be doing differently with how he's managing customers. His average sales about $2,800. We did one thing. We told him to do one thing. And that resulted in $6 million in additional revenue over 9 months. His company does $42 million. So it's a pretty.
What's the chance that we end up partnering with Jeremy? Is it real? Is it possible? Has it been pursued?
Maybe. He wants to partner on another thing that he just built that's like off of his hidden door business, which isn't really a fit for us, but he developed a e-commerce engagement platform that's incredible. Like,
can you, the lady that was in here yesterday, can you talk to them about not 2 days ago, her and the goofy dude?
Oh, yeah. So we basically had somebody in our office.
Well, she came from.
She's been a client for a long time.
Yeah.
She's been to a lot of our stuff over the last 10 years.
She's been to our sales workshop. She's been to our marketing workshop. She was recently at our 10X Wealth Growth Conference.
Yep. And so she just has built a technology platform that does autonomous, agentic, outbound calls, emails, texts, and chats on sites. And they have some really interesting ways that they're leveraging data. So not only do you scale out your outbound reach and your customer engagement, it's faster, it's more efficient, it's more on brand, consistent every time. And then they're leveraging data to get you more leads that you wouldn't have gotten otherwise in your business. So they're very.
So she shows it to me. She's at these events. She keeps showing up. I've known her for years. Okay, I had a partnership in 2010, maybe 8. She worked for this guy. She's followed me since then. She comes to a sales workshop, a marketing workshop, a 10X Business Summit that we're going to do in July. Comes to another event that I did, a wealth conference. Says, Grant, can I get a meeting for you? I saw a project that I think you'd be interested in. I had her in my office 2 days ago. She was in 2 weeks before that, and then back again 2 days ago. I made one phone call. I called a guy that I've worked for years, Aaron Ziegler. Aaron Ziegler, I knew him 20 years ago. Aaron Ziegler is a client for how many years?
20 years.
20 years. Paid me millions of dollars to help him grow his business. His dad had 6 locations. He probably has 60 locations now. He's doing over $1 billion in revenue. So her name's
Melinda.
Melinda. I'm sorry, I got so many names going on. So Melinda's in my office. Melinda shows me this thing. Jared wasn't in the office. I'm like, this is Melinda right here. Melinda Barrett. Okay, I'm showing you these people because these are real people, folks. Single woman, takes care of herself, ambitious. She's probably in her 50s.
Yeah, probably 50.
Okay.
Yeah.
She comes to me. She's like, Grant, I got this idea. I know her because I know her. I'm like, okay, I'll look at it. She comes to my office. I look at it, shows it to me. I'm like, we need to do this. We have to do this business. I bring her back. She meets with the partner. Okay. I call one customer that I know. Now she gave me a little bit of money to come to our trainings and stuff. I've known her for years. She stays connected. I call one guy. How many locations do you think he has?
60.
60 locations. This product is $6,500 a month. And I said, hey, I just saw something and you'll want it in every store that you have. If I had her on the phone right now, she would say this. He said, if you say so, I'll do it. Okay, that would be $400,000 a month in revenue. Is that right? I'm telling you, dude, we have to do this thing. Now, that progresses to, I call a client, they say they'll buy it. I become a marketing arm for her. And I said, look, I want to talk to the owner of the company. We had a meeting 2 days ago, and I'm going to probably end up being a partner with him in that company and scale out to be a public company. So I'm just telling you guys what our game is here. Our game is not to get $997 from you. Our game is to find out, are you in a business or a sector that can actually grow and scale? Number one. Number two, are you the kind of partner that believes enough in your future that you're willing to put the systems and infrastructure in place so that you can fund the growth of it, okay? Now, once I get a lead, your company gets a lead. Once you get a lead, who's going to sell the lead? What are you guys saying to them? If you had sales training, again, I'm just telling you what you need to know. If you don't have sales training in your company, ongoing sales training, How do I handle lead? Most companies don't, by the way. If you don't have sales training in your company, and I put it in your company, I'm going to increase your sales. If your company's doing $1 million a year, what's 218% of $1 million?
$2.1 million.
Yeah, exactly. It's a double. It's a 2.18x. It makes a company that was doing, all you'd have to do is you'd go to just add the training, no marketing, nothing else. You don't have to change anything. Your sales would increase because your ability to handle the customer's interest would be different. This is proven national, not just here in America, but worldwide, okay? You'd have a 30% improvement, this is validated, if you just had scripts in your company for your salesperson or your receptionist, point of contact, or your customer service. How many people we have in customer service here? We have 13 people confirming seats for our July event. By the way, the July event, what are the dates?
24th through 26th.
24th, 25th, 26th. How much of those seats did they buy them online?
$500 to $2,500.
The seats are $500 to $2,500, okay? I'm giving you guys these seats, okay? But my team needs to confirm that you're coming. If you're not coming, you're not coming, and we'll put you in for another event. But if you're coming, I need to know how many people are going to be in the event, because we got to seat it, chairs, walls, and there'll probably be, 1,000 people there, 800 people there?
1,200.
Okay, 1,200 people, and you'll be around other business owners. You come down here, you fly to Miami, fly into Miami. I'll make the event available for you, but I only have so many seats that I can actually provide bodies for. And if you can't make this one, I'll get you the next one. Number 3, when you script a salesman, and we've had thousands of salespeople come through our organization. When you script a salesperson, you ramp him about 50% faster than if you didn't have one. Also, I'll tell you this. Every company I've ever talked to, I just heard some guy left us and went to work at Patrick Bet-David. He's like, man, anytime I get one of Cardone's people, man, they come, they freaking work, they know how to dress, they get there early, they stay there late, and they love their scripts. Okay, so if you guys ever want to hire somebody from me, man, you're always going to get better people from me, because we train the shit out of our people. Number 4, say again. What? Yeah. Number 4, second sales scripts. Okay, I don't know if you know this. You just sold somebody. I gave you an example of the 10 people came in, 2 people bought. What's your next action? Who knows the next action right now? 10 people called, 2 bought. What's the next thing to do? Anybody know? Oh, it looks like you guys don't know what to do. Okay, the thing to do is to sell one of these people another product. Second sales can increase your margins in your company by 40%. That probably will not be the salesman that made the sale. You'll probably have a second party actually do that. Okay, number 5, objection handling. Okay, this rebuttal manual. This is on our website. You can actually buy this on our website. How much is it?
$500.
Okay, this is $497 on our website. I'm giving it away to you guys today. This is every objection you're ever going to hear. And if you hear an objection that's not in this book, please tell me, because every year or so, we actually rewrite the book and add anything that you hear new, okay? If you have an objection that you've never heard that's not in this book, just let me know, and I'll add it to our next edition, and I'll give you credit for the objection, okay? This is a phenomenal book on handling rebuttals or handling objections called the 10X Rebuttal Manual. If you don't want mine, you need to create your own. 10X Sales Scripts. If you don't have them, you need to create your own. Or you can grab ours. It's sitting in here, and we've taken and made millions of phone calls, all right? All right, now, client success. This guy's in financial planning. Michael and his wife, Laura, okay? They long-term clients of ours. They used our sales success and system, the sales portion of our 7-step system they used in their financial consulting. They sell life insurance to take their sales from $3 million to $60 million a year.
He's been doing this for 30 years. He started working with us about 5 years ago. First thing he did was he bought a education program online, Cardone University, which you guys get included in the revenue system. Then he showed up to one of our business events. went back, was like, this is everything we've been missing. His wife thought he was a nut job, so he brought her down to the next one. Then the next business summit they came to, they brought their entire team.
So
and
he
then
went,
over the
he
course,
went, just walk through this. He went, the first thing he did was bought a $500 product from us. He's a real dude, comes in, studies. Oh my God, I love this. Brought his wife back. They paid $2,500 twice to go to a business summit. Waited for the next one, brought 6 people at $2,500. That's $12,000. Has since gone to our cruise, donated hundreds of thousands of dollars for kids they don't even know. He's an investor in our real estate business. And we're looking at, Michael, Laura, and our company is looking at actually starting a wealth advisory business as partners. That's what I'm telling you we're doing here today. I'm here to educate you, to motivate you, to get you to scale and move through these stages, okay? Don't stay in this dream state. Scale. Let's scale it together and let's get bigger together, okay? Now, once you get to step 4 on this wheel, you're gonna move to sales management. Somebody's gotta manage all this lead activity. I had 10 leads come in, 2 bought. Somebody needs to tell this guy, go get some more money from this guy that just bought. When you're raising money for a charity, 10 people pitched, 8 people want to think about it, 2 people gave money. The best person to get more money from is one of these 2 people right here. There's a script for that. There's a pitch for that. There's training for that. Now, what do I do with these 8 people that haven't bought yet, okay? How many times do you guys think you're gonna have to call these people? How many emails, subject lines, follow-up calls? Number 2, leads and motivate, okay? How do I actually lead and motivate a team to continue to do the nasty job called sales that some of you hate so much and detest so much? I hate sales. I hate it, okay? How many of you hate sales? Just put a little Y down there. I hate it, okay? You know why you hate it? Because you don't know what you're doing. If every person you talk to bought from you, you would love sales. If you knew what to say to every person, every time, on every situation, if you could in fact predict what they were gonna say before they said it, you would love sales. You hate it because you've never educated yourself how to do it, okay? And if you're taking notes, you will always hate things you're not good at. Number 3, increase your closing rate 70%. Imagine, you close 70% more people on that number. What is it? Do the math. 70% of 2 is 1.4. It's not 70% of that number, okay? If you increase your closing rate, you'd sell 1.4 people. So rather than selling 2 people out of 10, you'd sell 3.4 people out of 10, which by the way was that was a great increase, okay? Now you're motivated more. You're missing more, okay? Number 4, compensation drives behavior. Number 5, if you're taking notes, hiring and recruiting. Hiring and recruiting is a sales job, not an HR job. Your HR person has to put their sale hat on to actually, get somebody to become a salesperson at your
get their
company.
attention, present the program, present the offer, sell the company, sell the opportunity, sell the advantages of working here, and then create a strong enough desire that they don't want to shop around and go look for work other places, that they want to come work for you.
And your sales manager, when's our next sales manager workshop?
Next week.
Okay. Your sales manager needs to be the best salesperson in your organization. That guy or gal needs to know everything about everything regarding sales in your company. That program, by the way, you can get that if you want to send your sales manager for us to train for 2 days. What is that? What does that cost there?
$5,000.
$5,000, 2 days. It's next week right here in our classroom.
Thursday and Friday.
Okay, that's not included in this course. Okay, in this 10X business system.
For anybody who takes advantage of this at grantcardone.com/now, when you get on your strategy call, we've put together a deal for them to add it in. It's a stupid deal. Everybody will say yes to this, but if you're interested, just talk to the team on your strategy.
This guy right here, JJ, I'm going to show you a picture of a guy. He's now a friend of mine. Okay, I help people. Some people become friends. JJ's been my friend for 20 years, okay? I called on JJ 35 years ago. We never did anything together. 15 years after I called on him, he would later end up owning a company down the street from where I'm at today. He would go from Houston. I was in Houston. Then I went to San Diego. He went to somewhere up north, New Jersey or Ohio, Cleveland. He went to Cleveland. Then he ends up down here in Miami. I end up down here in Miami. Me and him become friends. He's got 60 managers. He will not hire anybody that's not on our system. Okay? All 60 of his managers come to our workshops.
20 managers.
20 managers, I'm sorry. Okay? Okay, now, you've done the first 6 things right. You're growing your business. Now what happens? Okay, we're on the wheel. You guys know where we're at right now? I had an idea. I'm gonna have a $10 million business, okay? Now you're starting to move through. You got systems, now you're gonna scale. Scaling is a science. Scaling is the only way to exit your position. Scaling is not just about money, it's about getting out of positions, okay? Number 3, scaling requires financial planning. Scaling requires you streamline your operations to maximize profits. Okay, scaling and managing and reinvesting finances requires that you grow your accounting team as you grow. I've outgrown my accounting team. I typically outgrow my legal team, my accounting team, my finance team, my tax guy. You want to too. Okay, you have to know your break points, okay? And these are your break points. Between $0 and $1 million, you're mostly into wrong reasons. Oh, my business can't grow. It's the politics. It's the taxes. It's the government. It's competition. It's profit margins. I can't hire good people. All the wrong reasons between $0 and $1 million. I'm going to start a company because I don't want to work for Grant. I hate Grant. He's a nasty man. $1 to $3 million. You're spending your time on dual role duplication and coaching. These books right here. Okay. These books are so my people can reference a source material. What would Grant do right now? Okay, you need your own books or your own system in your company. If you're a dentist, what do we do when they walk in the front door? How do we say hello? How do we say goodbye? What do we call them back? When they didn't actually get the veneers for 80 grand, when do you call them back and what do you say to them? Or do you even have these systems in place? This is called role duplication in between $1 and $3 million. $3 to $8 million. What are our targets? What's our process? You're spending more time on the business than in the business. Okay, $8 million to $15 million. Hey, now I'm starting to spend time with my leadership team. You're going on trips, spending time educating, guiding, leadership training, education, collaboration, masterminds, etc. between, what is this, $15 and $25 million?
Yeah.
You got to automate now. Okay, if you don't automate, you're never going to scale. Tillman Fertitta, he's got 600 restaurants. If you walk into any Landry's of his 600 stores, you're going to get the same greeting every time. You're also going to be on the same cash out system. He's not going to have 600 different checkouts. All right, $25 to $45 million, executive leadership, coaching. You're going to be spending a lot of money now on travel, leadership education, networking, and between 45 and 70 million technology and data implementation. And then above that, you're going to be talking about new revenues, buy sells, legal. What am I going to spend on legal this year? She says, $1 million. Okay, yeah, we'll probably spend 10 million one day, and then one day we're going to spend 100. See what J.P. Morgan spent on legal last year. Okay, these are all good problems, folks. This kid right here, Aaron, he was in the automotive industry. He was not in car sales. He's in automotive repair business. He took our scaling, and he went from, how many locations did he increase?
He had one location that was losing money. And then we helped him save his business. This was during COVID while he was deployed in Afghanistan. And then he got his business fixed and was profitable. And then he identified a target to acquire. They had 20 locations. He used us to help navigate the sale and acquire. We ended up buying the 8 best performing locations of the 20 that they were trying to sell, integrated those into the business, got rid of the entire staff because they were stealing, and we found all these problems, replaced the entire staff, And then 18 months after that, sold the business for 15 times EBITDA.
Okay, so I think everybody understands. You guys need a system, right? Okay, you want your system? Build your own system. Okay, I just showed you how to build a system. The system has 7 parts of it. Your system will have 7. Maybe you drop off one part. I doubt it. But maybe you add one. I don't, maybe, okay? I'm just telling you, I've been doing this 40 years. I started with an idea. All I had was an idea. Okay, I'm gonna do X. Today we'll go from, we'll probably do $700 million this year. Maybe we might break $1 billion. I'm gonna break $1 billion in 1 year sooner or later. It's just a matter of time when. I'm probably gonna go make an acquisition. As you grow, you have to change. I have to get education, okay? You're gonna have a system and you're gonna build it, and it's gonna be built around the infrastructure of those 7 things, or you can simply take advantage and accelerate your path by using my system and putting it into your company, okay? It includes your targets and profit system. This will be 80% of your time, I guarantee you, at least 80% of your time, you will be changing targets and your targets, personal targets. Then you go to a department and say, what are your targets? Then you go to another department for accounting. What's your targets? Legal is going to have a target, right?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
So in 2025, 233 million.
Yeah.
But they were happy about it because in 2024,
Can they hear her?
867.
They can't hear. So J.P. Morgan last year spent, they can't hear you, that's why. How much?
They spent
33.
$233 million on legal. So if you guys are like, I don't want any legal problems, J.P. Morgan is a $5 trillion bank. Be careful what you don't want. Okay, you might want to grow.
In 2020, their legal expenses were $1 billion.
Yeah. But, they're a $5 trillion company. I know $1 billion seems like a lot of money. Not if you're $5 trillion. So again, your targets are wrong, folks. All of you guys, I know I grew up, I was raised by a single mom. Everything was reduce expenses. Wrong target. Reducing your expenses is not your problem. Increasing your revenue. This is what you want to look at all the time. How do I increase revenue? How do I increase payroll? How do I increase advertising? How do I increase marketing? How do I get more people to know me? How do I have more problems? You don't want less problems. You want more problems. Okay, you'll have more fun with more problems. Okay, so targets and profits. Let's get those right. How many agree we need to start thinking bigger? Big think. What?
So,
What's so funny?
So what you said, it just struck me. You said they spent $1 billion of $5 trillion.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent of spending $200 on 1 million. Crazy.
Yeah, it's not money.
It's a rounding error.
It's not money. It's not money. It's not money to them. But you guys think, oh my God, it's terrible. Or they had a lawsuit. Okay, and you're going to have a lawsuit. I don't want all this trouble. Dude, you're going to have other kind of trouble then. What kind of trouble do you want? Do you want prosperity and affluence trouble? Do you want to be able to travel anywhere you want, go wherever you want? When I was growing up in Lake Charles, Louisiana, it was like, oh my God, gasoline costs $1.75 a gallon. Oh my God, it's so expensive. Dude, that's not the problem. Your expenses are not the problem. Debt's not the problem. Income is your problem, okay? So you need somebody in your head. You need a coach. I'm telling you, the people that are successful have coaches. And then they get mentors, okay? A coach changed my world in 2012. Everything changed for me because he's like, what are you worried about, dude? Okay? You don't want to spend money. If you don't spend money, you can't get money. Okay? How many heard this saying before? It takes money to make money. Okay, how many heard this saying before? Scared money don't make money. Okay, what happens is small think remains small. Okay? So you got to expand this idea of what it all starts with is targets. This is 80% of the game, I'm telling you. Most of the game is setting the right target. The other 20% is the system around, okay, marketing, advertising, leads, controlling the leads, managing the leads, converting the lead, and then scaling the program, okay? So we're gonna get you, you need these 7 things: 10x targets, you need your organic marketing, you need automated lead management, I know that. You need this automation diagram, you need to know how to make the sales, can't get away from that. You gotta manage the sales, no matter who you are. You could be Microsoft, you could be NVIDIA, you could be whatever you wanna be. Do you raising money for a real estate project? You need that, and you need a coach. Who's gonna motivate you guys when you wake up Monday morning and you're not motivated anymore? You're motivated right now, okay? On a scale from 1 to 10, where would you put your motivation right now? Rate yourself right now, folks. You've been here 2 hours. I said I was gonna be here 90 minutes. I can't believe I'm 2 hours and 31 minutes right now, okay? On a scale from 1 to 10, what's your motivation to get rich? To have a great life? To take care of your kids? To become the hero at your place? Okay, we got a 5 in there. So what's her name needs some help? She's a 5, bro. You ain't gonna make it as a 5, guys. I'm gonna tell you something. Nobody sees 5s. Okay? You might not ever be a supermodel, but you can definitely be motivated. You can never be a 10 supermodel, maybe never. And even if you can be a 10 supermodel, it's only gonna last for about 3 or 4 or 5 years. Maybe 6. But you can be motivated. You can be driven. You can make dreams come true. You're not going to be an NBA ball player or NFL football player, a quarterback. You're not going to be the next Tom Brady. You could be a successful business person, but you're going to need a system, okay? I want to be your coach. 10X personal 24/7 coach. Grant Cardone, download it into your brain. I'll be your closing coach, your email marketing coach, your lead generation coach, your meta coach, your Google coach, your SEO coach, your statistics coach, marketing coach, video coach, and your podcast coach. Okay, ask me any question anytime, 24/7. I never go to sleep, I never take a day off, and I never say no. All right, and I'll give it to you. 10X revenue system, I'll give it to you, okay? $9.97, grantcardone.com/now. And if you're not happy with it, guess what? How confident Grant is. I'll give you your money back and you keep the system. No problem. Boom, no questions asked. Here's your money back. Oh, by the way, if you can't make the $9.97, do 3 payments at $333. Okay? Tax deductible, you get to write this off your taxes, and you now have made a commitment. Or go build your own system. Take what you heard today and build your own system and figure out the sales scripts, the marketing scripts, the emails, the lead conversions, how to onboard your sales team, how to set new targets. Oh, by the way, you might be fine going from 0 to 100 grand, but when you do this and you hit your 100 grand, understand that you need to go now build a new system to take you from 100 grand to $1.5 million. And when you hit your $1.5 million, you're going to need another system. Destroy this one. Destroy this system because it won't work anymore to go from $1.5 million to $8 million. And by the way, when you get to $8 million and you want to go public, you're going to have to blow it up again and change everything because you got different problems. Really what you want, folks, is to get on that one-on-one strategy call with my team and get through this interview and just say, hey, this is where I'm at. I'm a serious player. If you're serious, I'm a serious player. I'm in the plumbing industry, or I'm in this industry. You know, I'm in cyber security. I'm in military government contracts. Okay, I do detective PR work. We've done all this stuff. I'm retiring from the police force and I want to go build out a security business. We work with the security guys. Like there's a group out of Chicago, like they want to scale their company. They're tired of just doing one celebrity and making a couple $100 grand. They're like, we could build a $200 million business doing this. Yeah, you could, and you should. Okay, get on that one-on-one strategy call. grantcardone.com/now, grantcardone.com. It's completely free, okay? Grab that call, get on the phone. You're gonna learn a bunch. The coach is there to ask you questions about who you are, where you are, what you're doing, what your dream is, what your goal is, and what your target is. And I'll bet you money, your target's too small. Okay? Now, also for the first 100 people, I'm gonna get the first 100 people a strategy call and the first 100 people. Do you have video of this, what happens at this conference? This is 3 days if you can make it in July. If you can't, when's our next one?
October.
If you can't make the July event, you don't lose the ticket. I'll make sure you can come to October, okay? Is that here or is it in Scottsdale?
Here.
Okay. All right, so if you can't make the July, you don't lose anything. I'll hold a spot for you at our next event, okay? My team's there, I'm there. We go over everything in person. You get to meet us, see us, ask us questions. Absolutely phenomenal event. And I said I'd give you a money-back guarantee, no problems. That's always on all our products. There's a money-back guarantee. So if you have any problems or you don't feel like this is a fit, all you got to do is give us a call and we'll refund your credit card, okay? Also, phone number, 310-777-0255. If you're having some trouble transacting right now, or the number, or the phone,
Yeah.
phones are open, 310-777-0255, okay? All right, now watch, okay? I'm not done here. I said 90 minutes. I'm over-delivering, number. Understand that different stages have different issues, okay, at different times. Startup, when you're in zero to startup, you're just trying to figure out, this is a great place to do this, by the way. No, yeah. This is a great place to figure out, hey, what is the target here? What am I trying to get a job? If you're out of work right now, you're like, oh man, shit, I need to get a job. Maybe you need to get a job. What you need to get before you get a job is a target, okay? Like if I want to go someplace, I need a ride. So what vehicle can get me to the target? Well, you're going to find the vehicle depending on what the target is. If you're trying to get to Starbucks over here, you don't need a car. You can just walk over there. It's short enough. It's easy. Just walk over there. Okay? So you got to get the target right. This is where everything starts right here. Now, I'm rebooting targets all the time. Just so you guys know, I am in startup mode. Can you show the stages? Do they see that? Just on the side shot here. Yeah, see these stages? I'm in startup mode today. Now we're going to do $700 million. So I'm also in number 6. We're going to do, I'm in going public mode, but I'm also in startup mode because I got this other thing that I'm working on, okay? I got this other thing I'm working on. When I go home, by the way, I'm just a parent to 2 kids. So like you're shifting all the time between these stages. You're not probably in one stage at any given time. The guy that's comfortable, okay, he's got $3 million. He's got his IRA, 401k, he's got his house paid for. He's happy. He's been selling insurance for 10 or 15 years, but he's bored. So he goes from like, I'm good, I'm comfortable, and then he wakes up and sees Mark Zuckerberg on a $300 million yacht, and he's like, oh shit, what am I doing here with $3 million? Mark's paying $3 million a month for his boat. And then he becomes uncomfortable and he starts having startup ideas again. So the systems are going to change as you move through each of these stages, okay? Now, I told you I would share with you the mistakes I made. Here's some mistakes that I made. If you make these mistakes, they're going to cost you hundreds of millions of dollars. I'm just telling you. I don't know why y'all put this picture. That was supposed to be that video compared to that other video. This is a terrible picture. Okay. I remember where this was, by the way. I think that's Daphne, Alabama, 2006. Okay, no coach. Big mistake, man. I had a chance to get a coach when I was 23 years old and I didn't. No coach. When I finally got one, I was 20, let's see, how old was I? 28 years old. Changed everything. I didn't keep him though. I should have kept the coach on, but I was cheap. Okay? And I just had this arrogant idea that I could do it myself and a coach couldn't help me. The coach can see things you can't see. They just see things you can't see because you're in it, okay? No coach was a mistake. Number 2, no mentor. A mentor is different than a coach. People ask me all the time, who's your mentor? Mentor or coach? They're different. By the way, you're going to grow with them. You're never getting rid of them. I have a mentor right now in our financial wealth advisory business. I have a mentor for going public. There's a guy I call Ivan Kaufman. Hey, Ivan, I'm getting ready to go back to New York. What do I need to know there? When I go get financing, I just had a meeting with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. They're an $11 trillion company. Dude, trust me. You need somebody to advise you. You want to call these advisors? Okay, whatever. You're going to have a lot of them, okay? So if you don't think you're going to have them, you're wrong. You need a coach and you need a mentor. And let me just say this, it should not be your dad or your uncle, okay? You should outgrow those people and go reach to the top of the food chain as high as you can reach and pull that guy down to you and say, hey, can you give me 15 minutes? Okay, the coach is going to give you advice on a play. This guy is going to give you long-term advice as you run your adventure, okay? Number 3, I had too many ideas and too few targets. You want to convert that idea to a target. This is an ongoing problem right here. This does not change. You don't set targets once, you set them every day. Where am I going? What am I doing? What's the target? Where am I going? What am I doing? What's the target? Hey, what's the new target? I accomplished this or I failed. What's the target? I lost a deal recently, about $90 million deal. I looked at it. My guy Ryan, my partner, Ryan says, hey, that wasn't our target anyway, dude. I said, yeah, it was a target. It was a short-term target. He said, yeah, but that's not our long-term target. We can do without that. Oh, yeah, you're right. I had a loss. When you have a loss, you're like, oh my God, that's not the full, the real play is not that. You're gonna lose things on the way to the target. Number 4, small think. Biggest single mistake I've made in my entire career, right here. If you've ever heard me in a podcast, hey, what's the biggest mistake you've made in your whole life? Nothing. Nothing will ever be bigger than number 4. Small think, my entire life, biggest mistake I've made my whole career was small think. Now, how many of you here can relate to small think? Small think is about your upbringing. This is the thing. It'll keep you from actually having a system. Maybe some of you are experiencing that today. Okay? Oh man, that ain't gonna work for me. Okay? You know why you're saying that? You're saying that because of your environment. You're not saying it because the human being, the human species does not think small until it is surrounded by other human species. Okay? This small think is not normal. This is actually created and put on you to control you. This is your environment. There's a good book called on finances. What is the name of that book? God dang it, I read it this year.
Psychology of Money?
Yeah, The Psychology of Money. Thank you. Green cover. I think it's Lynn Alden. The Psychology of Money. It's what your family and the family before them experienced economically that they pass on to their kids. It's a small think. Okay, Dave Ramsey, this is the challenge I have with Dave. Dave's like, man, you got to get rid of your debt, got to get rid of debt. Dave got rid of debt because Dave got some debt took Dave out.
Morgan Housel.
What's her name?
Morgan Housel.
Is that the author? Mm-hmm. Okay. Psychology of Money, okay? But basically, it's about a small thing. You do finances, you think $997 is a lot of money, and then you spend $700 on a car payment or $1,500 on rent. By the way, neither one can produce any money for you. But when somebody says, hey, invest $997 and we're going to 10x your business, give you all the systems you need, 24/7 AI chat, and you get to come to an event, hang out with Grant Cardone, you're like, that ain't going to work for me. It's small think, okay? Or you have bad experiences in the past. Now, I'm just going to tell you guys this, okay? If you're not motivated, if you lack motivation, this is not a personal problem. This is a surroundings problem. If you lack motivation, it is because of your surroundings, period. This is not a normal thing. It is not natural for a human being not to be motivated. Human beings in their best state will always be motivated. Human beings, when surrounded by other human beings, become demotivated. Okay, all you guys that think you have a depression problem, you don't have a depression problem, okay? You have a surroundings problem. Your nutrients, the soil that you're planted in is contaminated. So the next time you think, oh, I got a motivation problem, no, you got a contamination problem. You ain't demotivated, you're contaminated with a bunch of other small think. Because you get around a bunch of giants, you're not going to be thinking about the bullshit. You get around a bunch of big thinkers, you got a guy over here killing it, clocking it. You got a guy in front of you crushing it. You got to go over here crushing it. You are not going to even bring up your bullshit problems. Okay. Number 5. Hey, do you guys have the homeless guy video that went viral? We took a homeless guy, put him in a room with a bunch of super successful people. Okay. And this guy went from homeless guy to celebrity in like 3 minutes. Okay. Number 5, mistake. Procrastination. Why do people procrastinate? You don't have to find it.
No, they have it. They have it.
Everybody in the world knows about it. Procrastination. What is this? What is this?
Oh, you guys are talking about it on that.
Oh, really? Did they show it though? Where's it at in the video?
It was at the very beginning.
Oh, it's already gone there.
Yeah.
I don't want to wait for it then. Okay, why do you procrastinate? Guess why? No system. Why does management procrastinate to correct people? No system, okay? Dude, the manager should just go to like, hey bro, this is how we set a target in this company, okay? He would go to source and show, boom, this is what we do. Not go to, hey, I think, let's talk, what's going on, what's the problem? No, bro, just go to the book, bro. You need to refer to a place where it tells you what to do. Same thing on marketing, okay? Where's our marketing program? Companies hire us. They actually say, look, I want to take these systems and put them in place in your company. Just so you guys know, I want you to think a little bigger here for a second. This is what companies do with us. They come in, they'll take the system. Some of you are going to get introduced to the system. You're going to be like, dude, I love this. You're going to have a success with it. Some of you are going to be like, hey, I need ongoing
Mentorship?
yeah, mentorship.
Yeah.
Okay. I need ongoing mentoring for my staff. Okay. And they're going to pay us $2,000 a month to do that. We're going to go in, start working with you. You're going to come into calls, what, 3 months
Yeah.
with a coach?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically what we do is during the first 90 days, we do weekly calls with clients so that we can help them kind of establish a operating system for their business, establish their targets, review their technology, make sure that they have everything in place. And then for the months 3 through 12, we meet with you every other week, deploying our strategy blueprint of 144 points of integration that a business has to have in order to be profitable and grow.
Then we're going to have other people pay us $25,000 a year. I'm coaching, by the way, at scale here. This isn't one person. I had 140 people in here the other day. They're like, dude, I'll give you 25 grand a year to meet with you 4 times a year with other people in the room. So when you guys are thinking about, like, what are you going to spend? You're going to make, see, you get your attention off the spin and get it back on to where am I going? What am I going to do to grow my business? You're going to spend money to get where you're going. Electric bill, gas bill, fuel bills, whatever. You're going to expand and grow. You're going to get there. That's why this small think's a problem. Okay. So when you say, man, $997, oh my God. Okay. No, you're not going to do $997. You're going to spend billions of dollars to get where you want to go. And hopefully we're going to get you there faster, not longer.
Sooner than later.
Sooner than later. Okay. All right. So this is what's called a fractional revenue consulting. A company will be like, come in to my company. Okay, Grant. Put this technology, I don't trust my people to do this. You could just buy this, okay? And say, I'm gonna read it, I'm gonna study it, I'm gonna put it in my business. What are these, 10 grand?
10 grand.
$10,000, you put it in your company, okay? This is our targets, marketing, leads, lead management, sales, and sales management. You could wait 40 years and build it yourself and write it all, okay? And then go teach it. Somebody's got to enforce it, implement it, understand it, execute on it, okay? Companies hire us to do this. Now what we're doing with you guys at scale is we are taking the best of what we've learned from these companies because they're so busy working in the business, they never take the time to write about their business, okay? Number 6 mistake. I was so busy working, I wasn't documenting anything. Do you have the graph? Where's that graph at? We showed it. Okay, good. 7 mistakes. I'm telling you the mistakes I made, okay? I was so busy. Man, I ain't got time to go to Miami, man. I ain't got time to meet that. They're telling me about this meeting I need to go. I'm going to Barcelona, Spain tonight, and then they want me to go to New York on Wednesday, and I'm like, I don't want to go. I'm too busy. Dude, too busy is a mistake, okay? Number 7 mistake. These are mistakes I made. I'm asking you not to make them. I was cheap. Then a coach of mine told me, hey bro, you sell the way you buy. I said, excuse me? He's like, you sell the way you buy. I said, what does that mean? He's like, if you're cheap when you buy something, you'll be cheap when you get something. Okay? Reshmi says, I'm cheap. I no offense. Yeah, bro, but here's the problem with that. Okay? You get what you give. You're like, hey, it's too expensive. Guess what? Every time somebody wants to give you money, they're going to say the same thing, and you're going to make sense of it. You're going to attract cheapness if you are cheap. Okay? Another mistake. Mistake number 8. Now, this mistake was not my biggest mistake, but this mistake cost me at least $100 million. Without exaggeration. Okay? Was no marketing. And I'm talking about paid ads. I didn't market, didn't know how to market, didn't know how to tell a story. I know that's hard to believe because now you see me, all over the place telling stories, pitching stuff, running ads, marketing, organic. I mean, we'll do 5 posts today. 10?
50 probably across
50?
all the platforms, yeah.
Okay, but this cost me because I was cheap and I didn't know how to do it. I did everything by knocking on doors and calling people, okay? I can't see anything.
Back to the slides, guys.
Back to the slides, please. Okay. Also, I had no exit plan. There was never an exit plan. I'm going to work until I die. Okay. Exit. Now, there's 2 exits. Everybody has one. Okay. Either I sell the company or I replace myself. Ideally, you would replace yourself and then sell. Because if you don't replace yourself and exit, they're going to keep you in the exit. If you try to sell and not go with them, they're going to be like, no, the company's not as worth as much. Really what you want to do is you want to replace your position and then move into another position. Ideally, you wouldn't own the company. You would exit your position and get shares before they sell. The guy's name, Bill Gates' partner. Ballmer. Steve Ballmer at Microsoft was the 6th employee at Microsoft. He never owned the company. He was the 6th employee, and he's richer than Bill Gates today, okay, because he bought shares in Microsoft. He was right there in the action. And number 10, mistake I made, okay, I did not scale my sales systems out. I sold it. This is how insane this was, how stupid I was. I would sell my system and never learned how to scale it internally in my company. We would sell it to other people. And I basically had maybe 1 or 2, 3 salespeople. Now we have, what do we have here?
85.
85 here? How many over there at Scottsdale?
Total.
Yeah. And I have 20 guys on the floor, 2 floors up, 20 sales guys that'll raise $300 million this year. Okay, why? Because we have systems in place now. Okay, those are the mistakes. Okay, now this is what I did right. Okay, now you're going to look at a graph right here, and then we're going to open it up to Q&A. Okay, again, the offer's at grantcardone.com/now, guys. This is a stupid offer. I hope you join me. I would love to work with you. I'd love to coach you. I'd love to mentor you. I'd love to introduce you to this technology that we have working for so many people. Most importantly, I look forward to hearing about your success. I look forward to meeting you. I actually get excited about hearing people, I went and did this after I heard your thing. Okay? These are the things I did right along the way. So you got a list of mistakes. Now here's some things I did right. You're gonna see a graph here. The graph starts way back in 1998. I'm not gonna even bother with that part of the graph. 88, sorry, 88. But if you're gonna notice all the changes happen 2010, 2012. In 2012, I haven't been without a coach for probably 14 years now, okay? Number two, I started putting in real financial targets with real big, giant targets because I believed I could start achieving this stuff. Okay, number three, I started taking on partners. 2010, we took a partner, 2012, 2019, and we're taking on more partners right now this year. Could take on 2 or 3 more this year. Number four, we banged on organic marketing in 2012. Understand, organic marketing does not require money. No money. We're not spending a penny, but it requires a lot of courage. Now, Jared's going to tell you the paid advertising. He's much more intimate with the paid ads than the organic because he knows he can scale the paid.
It's controllable.
No matter how many times I go online, he can still buy more ads than I could possibly go online with. I could go online every 1 minute. It would just abuse the distribution. Instagram's not going to keep serving it up if I keep abusing it that much. He can buy ads till the
cows come home.
Yeah, or don't come home. So number 5, paid ads. What do we spend in paid ads?
$1.3 million to $1.5 million a month.
Yeah, so we're spending $18 million to $25 million a year in ads. That is here for you guys to take advantage of. What worked and what didn't work. And we can give you the feedback on what worked and what didn't work. And next week, when we find out something doesn't work again, we tell you in real time, hey, it's not working now, okay? Number 6, did right. I started documenting this material, okay? 2000 what? Sherry, when did we start putting the volumes of data together?
It was about 15.
15. So we virtualized everything first. We put it on virtual video. Thousands of hours of content online, virtual video, me actually videoing it, and then we started transcribing all the content so that we could provide this with our coaches. There's how many coaches do we have in the world now?
I think we have we've maybe 650.
So we have coaches, Grant Cardone certified coaches that have been trained how to teach this information in these books, these big ones right here, in Turkey or Lake Charles, Louisiana, or Grand Rapids, Michigan, or Sydney, Australia, where we can't be. So we actually we'll scale my information to the rest of the world through other coaches. By the way, if you guys want to be a coach, we'd love to have you, okay? We'd love to have you as a licensed coach. I have more leads for business than I could possibly service, all right? KPIs and graphs, we put those in the business. Look what's happening to the graph right here, guys. This is gonna go from $2 million a year to $7 million a year. This is over a long, long period of time, by the way. Invested in technology. We have spent so much money. What do you think we spend on technology a year?
310
Yeah, 300 grand a month. You're going to spend the same amount of money. I'm just telling you. I know nobody's telling you this. Oh, just be motivated. Everything's going to be fine. Bro, you're going to spend money. It's going to take courage. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have systems. You're going to hire people. You're going to fail with people. People are going to betray you. All that shit's going to happen to you and more. And you're going to need a coach and a mentor along the way to keep you tied together because you don't want to run to your mom and say, Mama, somebody betrayed me. And Mama's like, oh, my little boy, come here, you little baby. And then you just go backwards, okay? You're going to have to grow through it, okay? Number 9, collaborations, clubs, and networks. Do you have any video of yesterday, by any chance? Any video of yesterday or the network or our annual masterminds that people can see where they end up going here?
Ask.
Clubs, networking, smaller groups. What happens is people come to a large group like today, okay? 17,000 people registered for this event today. And then as things get more serious, the groups get smaller.
Like the master.
To where we have, 6 partners. But before we get to 6 partners, there are probably 600 people in a room. Anyway, they'll find it, okay? This is what I've done right, and I will continue to do these things right. Okay, back to the mistakes page. No coach, no mentor, ideas not targets, small think, procrastination, too busy working, cheap marketing, no exit plan, and no sales systems. Hey, by the way, guys, you need to list the mistakes you made. Make a list of mistakes and keep them because you will repeat them. Okay, I have a list of these, and I'm like, I'm not going to keep making these mistakes. And then, hey, what did I do right? Oh man, stay with your coach, stay connected to your coach, stay connected to your financial targets. Keep getting partners. By the way, I've been betrayed by 4 partners. The 4 partners that betrayed me cannot beat the 2 that didn't. Okay, the 2 that did work outproduced the 4 that betrayed me. So what? Anybody that tell you partnerships are terrible, haven't done enough partnerships. Organic marketing, pour it on, pour it on. So Jared's like, paid ads are working better. Pour it on number 4 and pour it on number 5. Think big, surround yourself with big people. Grant's got to go to New York. I just taught myself into New York because I need to meet new people, dude. I got to meet new people. I don't know these people in New York. Okay, I don't know them. I don't want to go. I'm lazy. I'm comfortable. And I'm like, I need to make new connections. Okay, grantcardone.com/others. Okay, how I coach other people. This is how I do it. I now have AI that can become your revenue coach, available 24/7, 365, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Saturdays, Sundays, any way you want it, by the way, in your language. Ask them anything. How would Grant Cardone run an Instagram ad? Okay, what is this? What am I looking at right here?
From yesterday.
This yesterday. This isn't 3 years ago. Can they play the audio? Or is it just video?
These people are so hard to talk to. Because what was most interesting to me on this deal was that the union next door.
They're not going to see the whole room, right? I really need the wide shot of the room.
That's John. What's up?
Okay, but somebody's got it because we videoed the whole day. So, anyway, that was yesterday. How many people were in the room? 80 people?
Yeah.
80 people. I spent all day yesterday and all day the day before. What did they pay for that?
25 grand.
It's $25,000. You're like, who would pay 25 grand for 2 days? Those 80 people? That's who would pay it. Okay, by the way, there's one lady going to walk out of a deal there, and that deal, if that one deal, there's one deal that happened at 7 million. There's a second deal that happened in Sausalito, California, that's probably going to be a $52 million deal. And the third deal, if it happened, could be as big as $2 billion. That's why. Okay, so we're going to give you access to the coach.
This is the other way we work.
The other way we work with a business is coaching and mentoring is $2,000 a month. If this $997 fit isn't a fit for you, okay,
And you want more one-on-one.
One-on-one coach and mentoring in a group where you get feedback from a group is $2,000 a month. Okay, this pitch your deal. This was a pitch your deal workshop. We just did that. That was yesterday. It was $25,000. And all they're doing is showing real estate deals. We meet twice a year to do that. The fractional revenue consulting. We take all this material, okay, put it into your company. This is a 36-month contract at $5,000 a month.
Yep, you
Is
get
it
access.
36 or 20?
It's 36 months. You get access to a consultant that works with you in your business, and then you get access to office hours throughout the week, where you literally get access to our team that's running ads, building CRMs, managing data, building dashboards, running the sales team, running social media, implementing AI. You get access to basically our entire team on a fractional basis in group calls.
Can you give me the landing page? You know that page I'm talking about, the one with all the cost.
Yeah.
Okay, because what you guys have to understand, if you're going to scale your business, this is what you need to be thinking about. Okay, this small think thing. I just want to get you. I wish somebody would have told me this when I was starting my first business, 28 years old. I wish they said, bro, this is where you're going, okay? You end up where, like, where you start, like, where you look is where you're going to go. So I wish somebody showed me. I'm going to show you what it costs to run a company, all right? They're going to make this a little bigger for everybody here.
Can you guys punch in right here?
Punch in again. This is what you're going to spend for these positions. Until we can automate all of them, you got to punch in again or grab the one that you used yesterday in that presentation yesterday. Because it's impossible for me to read this.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Okay, can you read them to me then?
Yeah, landing page buyers, 60 to 75,000
Okay, landing page.
bucks a year.
This is landing page. Every person here, particularly at startup, you will have a landing page, period. Do you think there's any exception to this?
No.
We have 900 landing pages. Right? Let me see. Let me. I'll show you another example of a landing page. No matter, this is the cheapest, easiest, simplest entry into a business. If you're a startup or a dreamer, you're going to have a landing page, okay? So I'm going to show you, and maybe that gives you time to get that thing fixed. I'm going to show you a different landing page.
I've got it.
It's going to be called, let me see, 401. Okay, let's see if this is right. Yeah, see this? This is a landing page. Go back to me. This is a landing page, okay? Hey, free ebook. Simplest, easiest thing you can ever do, okay? Now, to hire somebody to do landing pages, unless you know how to do them yourself, okay, is going to be how much, Jared? 70 grand a year?
Yeah.
Probably 75,000 bucks a year. The next thing we're going to have.
Media buyer.
Media buyer. If you're going to buy media, somebody's going to buy it. You're not going to stop, okay, let me go buy an ad, okay? Somebody's got to do this, and that's going to cost what?
80 to 120,000 a year.
80 to 120K a year. Now, we can just do these two things for you right here. We can help you with both these things. We already do this in-house. Let me know when you find it. Whatever we showed yesterday.
Okay. Yeah,
okay?
I know. It just takes a second. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I might have it.
Okay, go ahead. We're
Okay,
good now.
third thing?
We're good. We're
Oh
good.
yeah. Okay. Here, this is what I want you to see. The landing page is going to cost you 60 to 75,000 bucks a year. Media buyer, 80 to 130 a year. Data analyst. See, this is why you guys tap out. You're like, man, I can't do all that. No, that's because nobody told you that's what this is going to take. And then what happens is nobody does it, so then your business fails. And all this started because your think was too small. Okay, you guys understand? This is the problem. The target was wrong in the beginning. I'm not telling you this to discourage you. I'm telling you this because we have a solution that you don't have to spend all this money. You don't need to spend $1 million a year. Okay? No, put it back up. Okay? Data analyst, 75 grand. Somebody's got to analyze the data. When the data comes back, when you push something out and data comes back, somebody's got to look at the data because in that data, there's a wealth of information. Digital marketing manager, 100 grand a year. Conversion rate optimization, 80,000. AI specialist, 150,000. Some of you will be like, oh, these costs are going to come down with AI. No, they're not, dude. You're going to end up with more of these people. This is not going down. This is going up. Social media, sales trainer, marketing agency. Okay, you're not getting rid of the sales trainer. Somebody has to educate these salespeople how to convert somebody today. And guess what? Monday is a different day. 2 days from now, everybody in your company will have forgotten what the targets are, what the systems are, what protocols are, what HR is, and how to handle a customer. Or $1 million a year, or what? What's the other alternative, Jared?
Or you can have us help you with it for $5,000 a month.
Yeah. Okay.
For less than you could hire one of these people, we can help you with all of them.
But again, in this, what if we just fix this? What if this is gone? What if you're thinking like $1 billion player all the time? What if every day you went to work, you're like, I'm not thinking, maybe it's not $1 billion, it's 100 million. No, maybe it's just 10 million. I'm just thinking about $10 million every day. How do I build it? How do I get it? What do I have to do? Who do I have to become? How do I have to act? How do I have to talk? How do I have to show up every day? That I'm going to go into the marketplace where there's endless amounts of money, by the way. Endless and endless and endless amounts of money. Endless, infinite. Endless and infinite amounts of money. And you guys are surrounded. Okay, this is how much money there is in the universe. And you guys are surrounded by somebody who says, oh, you need to spend less. okay? Oh, you need to pay your debt off. Oh my God, your little credit card's a problem. This is freaking crazy, dude, okay? You got to get rid of all your debt. The United States government has $38 trillion of debt on one level, okay? You ain't got a spending problem. You do not have a debt problem. You do not have a credit card problem. You ain't got a money problem. You got a think problem. Okay? If you start the game with the wrong target, you will not build the systems around it. Anybody can get an $80,000 job. You need systems to build an $8 million business, a $38 million business, or if you really want to grow and scale. We want to help you guys, okay? If you're not a small thinker, if you're a big dreamer, okay, and you're willing to get off the couch, out of the bed, and turn ideas into targets and targets into customers, and you're willing to go, grow, and do the work and pay the price, I want to coach you. I want to help you, okay? It's called our 10X. I did this, by the way, for a doctor. This is a doctor, dude. If you can help a doctor, you can help anybody, okay? This is called our 10X revenue system. Since implementing the system, okay, his revenues have increased. His marketing is better. He's added 3 more people. Now, by the way, this is an industry that is plagued with problems because you guys depend so much on the health care. Those people charged me 15 grand for little doodles yesterday to fix his back or whatever they did. Guess what? If they'd have gone, if that doctor had to go through the health care, they'd have probably made $3,000 rather than 15 grand. But because I knew them and they knew me and the marketing was right, that's who I went to when I had a problem. Money flows to those that get the most attention most of the time, okay? Here's a guy that's in the automotive business, Matthew. His family is working on the business now, not just in it every day. All right, Jared, let's go open it up some Q&A right now. GrantCardone.com/now. I'm going to take this down, guys. In 18 minutes, this offer will be off the table. I will not offer it again. You will not have an email on it. My team will not call you about it. We will not try to sell it to you. This is the last time you will see it. 17 minutes from right now, I'm going to pull this offer down. Right now, while it's up, it's $997. I'm going to include a ticket. I'm going to include a seat to our conference, the 10X AI agent. Free for you. Cardone University, free. 7-figure sales skip, free. The rebuttal manual, free. The organic marketing, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, SEO, and a podcast. By the way, everybody should have a podcast. There'll never be too many podcasts. Everybody should have one. I'm going to do all this, and I'm going to give you the AI revenue coach, and I'm going to give the first 100 people a one-on-one strategy call with our team member to find out where you're at, what your problems are, what your challenges are. Is this the issue? You're not thinking big enough? You thinking too small? Do you have the wrong problems, the wrong people? We'll do a one-on-one strategy call. Also, the first 100 people get to come visit with me July, right here at the Turnberry Hotel. Fantastic operation. I'll spend $1 million on this event. Would love to have you there. Love to get a picture with you. Love to get a moment with you. Love to have you there. Learn from us in real time about your business. Phenomenal event. 10X revenue system. It's $997. GrantCardone.com/now. And I'm going to help get you through the stages of being a business owner. Okay. Whether you're in startup right now, $250 a year, $1 million a year, $6 million, $8 million, $30 million, $3 billion. I'm so good at math, okay? I want to help you, okay? I want to help you. I want to get to know you. I want to play with you. I want to become friends with you. But I'm going to tell you guys right now, like, I want to become friends with people that want to grow, not people that want to complain. So if you guys want help, I want to help you, okay? I want my team to help you, okay? What I want to do right now, though, is to answer questions, your specific questions to your specific problems. I'm going to bring Jared up. Jared's the president of Cardone Training Technologies. He's been with me 16 years.